Good afternoon, football fans. I'm Jack Brickhouse, along with Irv Cupson and Frank Sweeney, saying welcome to pro football with the Chicago Bears. Today we're broadcasting direct from Memorial Stadium here in Baltimore, where not too long ago we watched the World Series. And today the Bears meet the Baltimore Colts, and we'll have the kickoff in just a few minutes. This game is brought to you by...
For the kickoff here, Jack, in the great Baltimore-Chicago Bear rivalry.
You want to talk about surprises today, talk to Ara Parsegian. Of course, wouldn't it be something, though, if Arkansas now knocked off Texas? And so the Cotton Bowl would have a couple of losers in it. A couple of guys who were not losers, but both knocked out of the ranks of the undefeated. Here's the boot now by Percival. It's high. It's going just about to the goal line. Taken 1 yard into the goal line there by the deep man on the play. And that was Jimmy Duncan, who returned the ball to the 28-yard line. So now it is Baltimore's ball, 1st and 10 to go. We're underway at Memorial Stadium here in Baltimore. Colts in their blue jerseys with white numerals, white pants, white helmets. Bears on the defense, and of course the thin ranks of the Bears have been depleted pretty much by injuries, both offensively and defensively. Curry over the ball. He's back in action for this ball club now. Unitas is the quarterback, of course. One running back behind him. That's Hill. Back goes John Unitas. Looks for a receiver. He waits. He has time. He throws a wobbly pass. It is incomplete at the Bear 45, or the Colt 45-yard line. The target on this one was Bulash. Norm Bulash. The name is spelled B-U-L-A-I-C-H, but it's pronounced Bulash, we're told. Put the ball back on the, well, we'll call it the 29-yard line. 2nd down, 10 now for the Baltimore Colts. Baltimore and the Bears. Got some great moments battling each other here. On the defense for the Bears, Willie Holman is the defensive left end. Obradovich is right, the interior men now. That's Butkus up on the line, believe it or not. Butkus is playing inside left tackle. Now get this, they've got 4 linebackers in there with Butkus now backing up away from his defensive tackle position, and instead backed up to lineback. And the Chicago Bears are using Buffon, Caffey, Butkus, and Brubaker, with Butkus actually taking a station at defensive left tackle. The incomplete pass that last time. The target was hidden, so it's now going to be 3rd down and 10 for Baltimore. Johnny Unitas, one of the great quarterbacks of all time, and of course here in Baltimore they'll tell you who he is the greatest quarterback who ever played professional football. Staley. With a 3-man rush for the Bears now. They have 3 men on the rush. They have Holman, Staley, and Seals on the rush. Now Seals is up there, and Butkus has taken his position as a linebacker. Here is an interception now by Brubaker at the 40-yard line. He's down to the 36-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Ross Brubaker backed up. Made a beautiful interception there at the 40-yard line. Returned for 4 yards, and so the Chicago Bears now have their 8th interception of the year. Buffon leads the ball club with 3. Incidentally, Baltimore has several interceptions this year. Logan and Curtis have 5 apiece, and Rick Volk has 4. Illegal procedure by Baltimore, declined, of course, by the Chicago Bears. The Bears have the football, 1st and 10 now. The quarterback is Jack Concannon. The center for the Bears is going to be Hodden. He might all of a sudden shift over to a tackle position if they lose one of their tackles today. The running backs for the Bears now are Shy and Ronnie Bull. Flanked out to the right is Farmer. Here's the snap. The handoff goes to Ronnie Bull. Off left guard he goes. A little blast blocking. He moves inside the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. Deep man on the tackle that time. The first man to break it up was Roy Hilton, the defensive end. For Baltimore, they have fellows up front like Bubba Smith and Billy Ray Smith on the left side. Bubba at 295 and 6'7", now a 4-year vet, one of the greats in the history of Michigan State, and the number 1 draft choice of anybody who could have drafted him that year. Farmer split away to the left now for the Bears. Out here to the right is Dick Gordon, the leading pass receiver in the NFL. Slow count by Jack Concannon. Tight left end is Rich Cody. Here goes Jack. Looking for a receiver, he throws, and it is grabbed down here by Dick Gordon at the 20-yard line. He is down almost in his tracks. He is nailed quickly by Ray May, the linebacker, who's also not only a middle linebacker, but also a left linebacker now in the new McCaffrey scheme of things. McCaffrey has kind of juggled his ball club a little bit today. It's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Chicago Bears. 1st and 10, they have the ball after a 12-yard pass catch by Dick Gordon at the 20-yard line. So the Bears have a little march going underway now. They have Cadile at the right guard position. Holloway at left guard. Here's a pass. It's caught by Farmer at the 6-yard line, and he's in there for a touchdown for the Bears. Jack Concannon backed out, threw a hot pass, a good leap for the ball on the angle as he finally ran with a post pattern by George Farmer. Up in the air he went, grabbed the ball at the 6, and nobody was going to stop him from a score. And the Bears draw first blood in a big hurry here at Baltimore. So Mac Percival comes in now. Mac will be trying to kick his 18th conversion. He's 17 for 17 so far this year in that department. Concannon will hold. Jack Concannon getting the starting assignment again today. Placed down the boot. It is good. And so with 12:49 to go in the first quarter, the score, the Bears 7, Baltimore nothing. Back to the kickoff in just 1 minute. So the deep men are Gardine and Duncan, and the Bears are about to kick off. Well, how do you like the show so far, Cup?
Pretty good, Jack. As you pointed out before, the Bears have a 7-0 lead in this thing. Only going to install the clock now. There's 12 minutes and 49 seconds in the first quarter. They can hold this 7-0 lead. But Jack Concannon has picked up right where Bobby Douglas left off by hurling a touchdown pass of 20 yards to George Farmer. There's the kickoff.
Here's the boot. It's high, coming down to Gardine at about the 2. He's at the 10 already, the 15, and as he tries to cut up the 20-yard line, he loses his balance. He falls down, rolls over a couple of times. Mac Percival will race down after the kick. And also Ted Wheeler were both there to make sure that he stayed down. So it's Baltimore's ball. First and 10 to go now on their own 20-yard line. Bears out in front, 7-0, 12:35 to go here in the first quarter. So the defense for the Bears will include fellas like Dick Daniels and Phil Clark. Clark is the free safety. Cornerback's going to be Ben Foray on the left, and out here on the right we see Joe Taylor. Caffey at right linebacker. Here's the handoff, and the ball goes to Jerry Hill. Off right tackle he goes. He moves the ball up for 5 to the 25-yard line. Bottom man on the tackle for the Bears, Leroy Caffey. The linebacker on the right side have moved in there and got away from the would-be blocking. So Dick Butkus is calling the defensive side for the Bears. It's going to be 2nd down 5 now. Unitas huddling his ball club back on the 15-yard line. Unitas just signed a long-term contract here. I understand he signed about a 15-year contract with this ball club recently. Here is Johnny Unitas backing up to the 15, throws a lob pass. It's dropped by Hill. Boy, Jerry was on the run with that one, and nobody was near him. And as a matter of fact, he had almost had possession of that football. Had he firmed up his grip just a trifle, just a fraction of a second longer, that might have been ruled possession and a fumble. As it is, it was close. And it's going to be 3rd down now, about 5 yards to go, maybe almost 6 to go for the Baltimore Colts on their own 25-yard line. Middle linebacker for the Bears is Butkus. Up front for the Bears now you have Holman, Seals, Staley, and Obradovich. Caffey on the right, Buffon on the left, Buffon up on the rush now, giving them a 5-man rush on this play, and back goes Johnny Unitas. He's still going back, he throws, and the ball is deflected up in the air and grabbed by Seals. George Seals has it, and he hangs on to it. Unitas went back. He started to throw a little lob pass out here in the flat to his left. The ball was deflected up in the air by a Bear rush man. Just which one hit it, I don't know, but anyway, George Seals gets credit for that interception. And the Bears have the football now, fairly deep in Baltimore territory at the Baltimore 22-yard line. So once again, the Bear offense takes over.
Jack, Unitas has thrown 5 passes so far, 3 incompletions and 2 interceptions.
Well, let's hope he has continued good luck with that percentage. And back now goes Concannon. He throws, and he hits back of the line of scrimmage. He hits Ronnie Bull. Ronnie's inside the 20-yard line. And he's rolled out of bounds by Ray May, the linebacker, just about as he gets to the 20. The Bears have a short gain on that play. That's going to make it 2nd down now. 2nd down, 8 yards to go for a 1st down. The Bears started out on the 22-yard line. Bears ahead, 7-0. The clock showing 11:08 to go in the first quarter here at Baltimore. Concannon kneeling in that huddle, huddling his ball club between the 25 and 30. On the defense for Baltimore, fellas like Miller, Newsom, Smith, and Smith. That's Billy Ray and also Bubba. Here's the snap. Concannon backpedaling, throws. He throws all the way in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Almost intercepted by Volk. Rick Volk, the Michigan boy, went up in the air. I remember one interception that this guy uncorked here that really hurt the Bears in a ball game here a few years ago. I think it was his first year with this club. He intercepted one almost at the goal line and went almost all the way with it. And, man, that really broke the backs of the Bears in that game. This guy's very alert. He has 4 interceptions this year. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 now for the Bears. Concannon with a long yardage situation. Holloway at left guard, Cadillo right guard, Mass at right tackle. The left tackle is Kirchen now. The tight left end of this play is Ogden. They have a loose backfield with Shy on the right, Ronnie Bull on the left. Flanked out to the right is Gordon. Split away to the left is Farmer. And here's a fumble. A battle for the ball. And I believe Concannon managed to fall on that fumble. He did. And they lost a little yardage. It's going to be now the Bears ball, 4th down and 9. The ball is at the 21-yard line, so let's see if Mac Percival can kick one. In as part of the kicking team are fellas like Seals, Gunner, Obradovich, Butkus, Buffon, Kirchen. Centering the ball, of course, will be Highland. And Mac Percival will now attempt a field goal from the 28-yard line. Mac this year has 15 field goals in 23 attempts. Here's the place down. Here's the boot. It has the distance. It is perfect. And the score of this game with 10:20 to go in the first quarter. The Bears 10, Baltimore nothing. Back with the kickoff in just a minute. Was it Obradovich who managed to tip that ball up in the air cup so that George Seals made the interception?
The Bears had a good pressure deal on Unitas on that interception, and he batted the ball into the air, and George Seals was the one who grabbed it as it came down, and the Bears had a second opportunity on which they capitalized. There's the kickoff.
Jardine and Duncan to the deep end. The kick is very short. Comes at the 6-yard line. It's taken there by Duncan. He's all the way back to the 25, fighting his way up to the 28, 29-yard line. Ross Montgomery made contact with him on the kickoff team, and so did Ray Ogden of the Bears. So did Dick Butkus, and now Baltimore has that ball, 1st and 10 to go at their own 29-yard line. And the crowd here is now yelling for this Baltimore Colts ball club to start doing some good. Naturally, a partisan Baltimore crowd. The Bear defense has been superb so far in this game, and the offense has cashed in on the opportunities it was given. The Bears are ahead 10-0. We're in the first quarter. Johnny Unitas over Curry, the center. Here's the snap. Back goes John. He looks. He throws up the middle, and it is picked out of the crowd there by Daniels. He's back to the 30 with his interception and down to the 27-yard line. Boy, the target on that play was Roy Jefferson, their number 1 receiver, and he was actually not double-teamed or triple-teamed. He was quadruple-teamed on that one. And here's another interception now for the Bears. 3 interceptions by the Bears already in this game, and when you do that, you're begging for trouble. As a matter of fact, if you give up 3 interceptions in a whole game, you're asking for trouble. And so far, the Bears have 3 interceptions in less than 6 minutes. Bears ball, 1st and 10 to go. They have the ball now on the 27-yard line. Concannon, the quarterback. Same offensive running backs. Here's the snap. Concannon to Ronnie Bull. Head down, and Ronnie plows into the middle. Moves that ball inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
Jack, before the game, Don Shinnick, one of the Bear coaches who played with Baltimore for a long time, said they had some tips on Unitas' passing that he thought they might be able to capitalize on. And maybe there's some tip-off that Don Shinnick knows from having been associated with this team for so long that the Bears are able to use today, because it's rare to pick off 3 passes against Unitas in 6 minutes, as the Bears have done so far today. Here we go, Jack.
2nd down 7. The ball at the 24-yard line of Baltimore. Bears ball. Concannon under his center. Slow count. Here's Jack faking the handoff. Drops back. Wants to throw a pass. He throws the bomb. It is incomplete. Way in the end zone. Interference. Dick Gordon was running for the ball. Jerry Logan and he collided, and it looks like we have interference against Baltimore. The Bears are going to get that ball on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal to go. Wow. What a break for the Bears. Dick Gordon was pushed while that ball was in the air.
Takes a lot of guts for an official to call that penalty right here in Baltimore, where they have the wildest fans. But it was an obvious foul that Dick Gordon might have been free in the end zone to catch that touchdown pass had he not been pushed illegally by the Baltimore defenders. So now the Bears have a 1st down and 1 to go for a touchdown.
Okay, let's see how Concannon handles this one now. A golden opportunity for the 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Jack Concannon. Signal being called. Maybe an audible. Here's the snap. The handoff to Shy. Don goes off left tackle. Big pile up. I don't think he made it. There are a lot of men involved in this one, and the first man to me reaching was Billy Ray Smith. He put himself pretty well in front of that would-be blocking, and Miller also, this veteran interior lineman on the defense, Fred Miller, also helped block it. They might have made 6 inches on that play. A 2nd down goal to go now for the Bears. And, of course, up front for the Chicago Bears, they're going to see if they can just get enough blocking now for maybe Concannon or somebody to sneak on through into that line. Glenn Holloway, the left guard, Cadillo, the right guard. They can be important on this play. Here's Concannon calling the signal. Here's the snap. And here's a pass in the end zone. He straightens up, and it's completed. It's caught by Rich Cody, and the Bears have another touchdown. Concannon faking the handoff, straighten up, through the quick look-in pass. Rich Cody was just there for it, and the Bears have themselves a good touchdown as a result of a daring maneuver by Jack Concannon. Another touchdown for Chicago. And the Chicago Bears, trying today for their 5th victory of the year, certainly are off to a great start. Mac Percival in to attempt his second conversion. He has an opportunity now for a total of 5 points in this game already. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. The place down, held by Concannon. The kick is perfect, and with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, the score. The Chicago Bears 17, Baltimore nothing. Back with the kickoff in just 1 minute. To Frank Sweeney. Thank you, Frank.
Well, the Bears are kicking off, Jack, for the 4th time, and there are still 8 minutes left to play in this first quarter. I think that itself constitutes some kind of an unusual achievement. And here comes the kickoff once again, Jack.
Jardine and Duncan are the deep end. There's a deep kick into the end zone, and it's going to be down there. It's down by Jimmy Duncan, one of the better run-back men in the league. As a matter of fact, he is the leading kickoff return man in the American Football Conference, where Baltimore finds themselves these days, and he has 1 touchdown kickoff return of 99 yards, but he's done not much today. So now with the score 17-0, the Bears out in front. Baltimore takes over once more. Baltimore's ball, 1st and 10 to go, of course, in their own 20 as a result of the touchback. Johnny Unitas, the quarterback. Here's the snap, a quick pitch out now, and it goes to Bulish, and he is nailed for a loss back to the 15-yard line. Getting in there real fast was Holman. Brubacher was red dogging on the play. The blitz was on for the Bears, and as a result, it's a 5-yard loss now for Baltimore, making it 2nd down and 15 yards to go for a 1st down. Racing onto the field for Baltimore is Cornelius Johnson at guard, a 3-year man from Virginia Union, and he'll back up Glenn Ressler, the left guard. And Ressler, by the way, will back up the right guard, John Williams, on occasion. Split out to the left now for Baltimore is Ed Hinton, their number 1 pass receiver this year so far. 2nd down, 15 to go. Back goes Unitas. He's being chased a little bit. He throws a pass that is caught inbounds by the deep right end on the play, Roy Jefferson. And he managed to reach for this one and come down inbounds by inches with it, and consequently Baltimore has their first down of the afternoon. Took that ball from the 15 all the way up to the 33. So it's an 18-yard gain on the play by Baltimore. And that's the first good offensive strike they have shown so far this afternoon. Tight left end is Tom Mitchell. We'll see Mackey probably in the second half. Here's Unitas handing off now to Bulish. And he is nailed. Flying through there was Clark on what they call a pink dog. Although getting through there with George Seals, he made the guy run around him. That cost him some yardage. Now, as a result of a flag on the play, we may see a walk-off against Baltimore. No, sir. It is a personal foul against Baltimore, and Butkus is looking things over to see whether they want to accept the play or the penalty, because there was a loss of a few yards on that last play.
They haven't made a decision yet, Jack, and now it looks like the official is going to walk it off.
Well, it's tough to turn down 15 yards, Cup.
It certainly is, even though the Bears would like to force the Baltimore Colts to give up the ball because they have a hot hand going right now. They like to get the ball as quickly as possible. It is. It's a 15-yard walk-off for what apparently was clipping by the Baltimore Colts. And now the ball is way back to the 14-yard line, Jack.
Clipping penalty indicated by the official. Bears ahead 17-0. 7:04 to go in the first quarter. That's right, the first quarter. It now becomes 1st and 25 for Baltimore on their own 14-yard line. Johnny Unitas, a cool customer, backpedals all the way back to the 3, and he almost got nailed on that one. He was almost driven into the end zone by George Seals, who crashed on through. The blocking just didn't hold up at all. And Holman almost intercepted that one.
Holman was so upset, Jack, that he just threw himself on the ground and pounded the ground in great disgust with himself, because had he been able to hold that ball, he could have walked right in for the touchdown.
From where he was, he could have fallen, and he's pretty tall. There was a flag down at the 25-yard line, too, and apparently this one is also against... Oh, no, this one's against the Bears, and Baltimore gets it back. So that takes it back up to the 29-yard line. Now we have ourselves a tripping penalty against the Bears.
One of the Bear defenders was accused of tripping a pass receiver out there, and it was caught by the official very quickly, and the Bears have suffered 15-yard loss there.
So now it becomes 1st and 10. Baltimore's ball on their own 29-yard line. 5 men on the rush, but phone up on the line. The handoff this time goes to the left halfback on the play. This is Sam Havrelak, a running back, a 2-year man from Bucknell who checked into the camp this year as a quarterback, but they made a running back out of him, and Sam goes around the left side, gets himself a little yardage on the play, advances across the 30. They're going to spot the ball now at the 33, give them 4 on the play, and that'll make it now 2nd down, 6 yards to go for the first down. Brubacher off the field. And we may have a new and 5th pass defense back in there. Let's see, we have McCray, we have Clark, we have Daniels, Joe Taylor. And back goes Unitas once more. He throws from the 25, hits the bomb, and it is incomplete. The target was Ed Hinton, the wide receiver, a 2-year man from Oklahoma. Over his head at the 35-yard line of the Bears as John Unitas tried to go for the big strike on that play. That's going to make it 3rd down and 6. WGN Radio Chicago, first in sound, first in service, first in sports. The Bears exclusively yours on WGN Radio, as are many other outstanding features.
Jack, while Johnny Unitas has 3 interceptions, he suffered 3 in the first quarter. He's a long way, of course, from the record in this league. The record is 9. Detroit versus Green Bay and Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia. In each of those games, 9 passes were intercepted. Here we go, Jack.
3rd down, 6. The line of scrimmage is the 33. Once again, John backs up. He looks, he throws, and he hits his man over the middle at the 36-yard line. This time it's Hinton again as his target. And this time Ed hangs onto that football, and it's caught. And he's down at the 37-yard line. Shy of first down yardage by a couple of yards on 4th down and 2. Baltimore will probably punt. David Lee is their punter. Dave Lee is the number 1 punter in the American Football Conference. He has an average of 46.4. And Bobby Joe Green is first, of course, in the National Football Conference. He has an average of 43. Dropping back in a twin safety for the Chicago Bears are Ron Smith and also Gary Lyle. Here's the boot. He gets it away from the 26. It's a high, wobbly boot coming down at about the 25. Taken there by Lyle. Dances back and forth, and he's going to get himself a yard or 2, and that's all. He was hit very, very hard. Charging downfield under that one for Baltimore was Ron Jardine, and he hit that boy real hard. 39-yard boot, a 2-yard return. That's 37 to Baltimore from the line of scrimmage. Bears ball. First time they've owned the ball in their own territory this afternoon. It's 1st and 10 now for the Bears on their own 27-yard line. Score, Bears 17, Baltimore 0. 2 quick touchdowns and a field goal to the first few minutes of play by the Bears. Less than 6 minutes of playing time. We're out of the way. So now here is Jack Concannon. Back in Bear territory at the 27 for a line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. Fake handoff, and it's a keeper by Concannon. Rolls around the right side, gets across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Getting a very good pursuit angle on him that time was Billy Newsom. And Concannon figured that rather than try to knock Newsom over, all Newsom is 6'4", 240. He figured he might as well go ahead and step out of bounds. He's got a net profit on the play anyway. And it's going to make it 2nd down and 4. Give him 6 on that play. Concannon actually wanted to try a right angle cutback, it looked like, but he saw no hole, so he swept wide. And he's got good halfback legs. He can run pretty well. 2nd down now. The ball has been pushed up to the 34-yard line, at the 33-yard line of the Bears. 6 yards on that last play. Out and over the ball. Tight end Cody on the right. Here's the snap, the handoff to Don Shy off right tackle. Not too much yardage, if any. He may have been stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Very quickly, Hilton got to him on that one. And also May, the linebacker, Ray May. No gain on the play. They may actually have lost a little bit. Put the ball back on the 37-yard line, and now becomes 3rd down and 5. They lost 1 yard on that play. Cody going out.
32 yards.
Make it the 32-yard line, 32-yard line. Concannon huddles his ball club, brings him out of the huddle. Farmer out to the right. Dick Gordon split away to the left. As a matter of fact, they've flooded the right side with receivers. They have a slot formation with Ronnie Bull in the slot. And motion out to the left is Don Shy. Here's a quick pop pass over the line. It is completed now to Ronnie Bull just over the line. The quick pop pass, and the Bears have themselves a first down at the 39-yard line. Ronnie Bull grabbing that one real well for 7 yards. He was in a kind of a slot to the right. They also had 2 other eligible receivers out there, so this gave the defense a little bit of a problem on that last play, and they just didn't have enough manpower to prevent that completion. Once again, Gordon splits to the left and Farmer's out to the right on this way. We haven't seen Seymour in the ball game yet, but I'm sure we will. 1st and 10 for the Bears. They have it on their own 39-yard line. Here's the snap, the handoff to Shy. Straight over the middle. Good blocking. He's got daylight. He's in midfield. The 45, the 40, 35. Volk's chasing him. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20. And he's finally hustled out of bounds on the far side of the field by Charlie Stoops, who's 6'3", weighs 215, and can really fly. He had to on that one. Don Shy sprinting for 44 yards, and the Bears have first and 10 now as a result of excellent blocking, which sprang them from the left side. They have first and 10 now on the 16-yard line. How about that one, Cap? A few more of those this year, and the Bears would really be in good shape right now in the standings.
That's right. That was a beautiful quick opener right in the left tackle. And Mr. Shy found a lot of open space there because of the Baltimore type of defense. There was nobody backing up the line on that side, and away he went. Here we go, Jack.
Quick pass to Cody. Almost made it look good. Incidentally, I might point out that is the longest run from scrimmage by a Bear this year. That play was good for 44 yards. Prior to this, Ronnie Bull won 28 on a play through the line earlier. And that was the longest run from scrimmage of the Chicago Bear at Uncorked this year. And that's one of the Bears' problems this year. And, of course, with the loss of Gale Sayers, it's understandable. It is now second down 10 for Chicago. Bears ahead 17-0. 4:04 to go, first quarter here at Baltimore. Palmer out to the right. Dick Gordon split away to the left. Second down 10, the ball on the 16-yard line. Once again, here's Concannon dropping back. And he's going to be smeared. Curtis gets to him. As a matter of fact, Mike is trying his best to steal that ball from Concannon. He was tackling the ball on that play, and they had a stand-up wrestling match, a real tug-of-war going. Finally, Concannon and the play were dropped at the 24-yard line, a loss on the play, but Curtis was about as subtle as a railroad wreck with that one. Put the ball on the 24-yard line. That now is going to make it third down, 17. And Mac Percival starts to loosen up a little bit on the sidelines over there, talking to his coach, Jim Dooley. Third down, 17. Baltimore defense stiffening. Let's see if Concannon comes up with a pass. Looks left, then right, now straight ahead, still calling it out. Here's the snap. Jack looks. He throws. Not yet, he hasn't thrown. He cocked his arm and faked it. Now he's rolling out to the right. He throws now, and it is caught by Farmer at the 7-yard line. A wrestling match, and down he goes, tackled by Sue. There may be a penalty on this one. The play is going to be called back. The flag went down at the 20-yard line. We're waiting now for the sign from referee Jack Best on just what the infraction was. I wonder if, I don't think Jack ran across the line of scrimmage before he let loose of that ball.
No, it looked like it was a downfield infraction, Jack, but we must say it was a great execution by Jack Concannon, who was scrambling there, and finally found Farmer open and hit him, but unfortunately it's a 15-yard penalty back to
way back to the 39. Ineligible receiver. Downfield.
That's what happens on a broken pass, Jack, when the ineligible man went down the field after he made his block and didn't realize that Concannon was still dancing back there, and he did some dancing for quite a while, and the ineligible man went down the field, and when the pass was thrown, of course, he was guilty of an infraction of the rules.
Well, it's 3rd and 32. 3rd and 32 for the Bears, way back on the 39-yard line of Baltimore. Montgomery takes this ball on the trap play, and Ross, who just came in for this one play, advances the ball maybe a yard, maybe two, no more. Give him the 38-yard line, a net gain of 1 yard on the play. Ross Montgomery having come in for the Bears. The Bears were going to use the old trapperoo that time, and it just didn't work at all. So now, with Percival in, Mack is going to have to kick one against the wind. The wind is blowing against the Bears in this first quarter, and Mack is going to attempt himself about a, well, let's say about a 45-yard field goal. He has one for 47 this year. Here's the boot. It is off the mark to the right. It had the distance all right, but it slid off to the right. The wind may have affected it somewhat, and so Baltimore's defense is equal to the job this time, and they prevent the Bears from scoring. The ball will be brought out to the 20-yard line. It is now Baltimore's ball, 1st and 10 to go. The Bears ahead 17-0, 2:37 remaining in the first quarter.
And we still have 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And while I say it's a comfortable lead, it is no means a secure lead, because the Baltimore Colts with Johnny Unitas can get just as hot as they have been cold in the first half here and turn this around. Meanwhile, the Bears do have a head of steam coming up. They have been the aggressors. They've capitalized on Baltimore mistakes, and consequently they have this 17-0 lead. Here we go, Jack.
All right, Baltimore's ball, 1st and 10 to go on their 20-yard line now. They have hit and split away to the left. And here is Unitas. He has time. He throws, and he hits a man out here in the flat. He hits Havrelak. And Sam keeps fighting away, but he still is wrestled to the ground by Caffey and by Butkus. And you can scrap all you want to, but when those two catch up with you, you might as well realize that you're not going to go any farther. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. Give him 8 on that play. 2nd down, 2 now for the Baltimore Colts. Bears on the defense, huddling near the 30-yard line. Dick Butkus calling the defensive alignment for the Bears. The right linebacker's Caffey, middle linebacker Butkus. On the left is Buffon, the rushman up front. And they've been doing a sensational job. Our Holman, Seals, Staley, and Obradovich from left to right as we look at them. Here's the snap. The handoff is again to Havrelak, the running back, and he tries right tackle, and he got across the 30. He may have made first down. He was rushed back across the 30 to the 29, but he gets as far as his forward progress carried him, and that puts him at the 31-yard line. It's now 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Colts. Johnny Unitas, a cool customer, a fellow's not going to be rattled by a 17-0 lead in the first quarter or by hardly any other kind of a lead, because he's one of those real methodical workmen who will just probe and prod and pry and maneuver and worm and squirm and think and scheme, and finally he'll start to solve your defense one way or another. And back goes John this time. He throws a sideline pass. Is caught out there in the flat by Jefferson, and Roy, the wide receiver on that play to the right, gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Looks like another first down now for the Baltimore Colts. They have 1st and 10 to go at their own 43-yard line.
12 yards.
12 yards on that last play. Unitas confining himself to the short passes. They had to confine themselves to the short passes against Miami last week and were clobbered anyway. Here's the handoff now on the trap play. The fullback late, as they call it, to Jerry Hill. Over the middle he goes. Got a few, got across the 45, fought his way to the 46-yard line. Bottom man on the tackle that time was Staley. Butkus getting involved as well. New football in the game from the sidelines now. The Bears are trying, of course, to solve Mr. Unitas and the Baltimore offense. The Bear defense hoping to give that ball over to the offense once more and see if they can cash in some more here before the game gets much older. We have time for maybe one more play here in this first quarter. 17 seconds showing on the clock as Baltimore breaks the huddle. Curry over the ball. Signal being called. 9, 8, 7 left, and back goes Unitas. He looks for a receiver. It looks like he throws, and he hits his man at the Bear 45-yard line. It was Tom Mitchell, the tight end. Tom held onto that football, even though he was hit very, very hard by Phil Clark, the free safety, coming up in a hurry from the secondary. And that's the gun ending the first quarter with the score. The Bears 17, Baltimore nothing.
Jack, here they come out now for the second quarter, and Johnny Unitas is still in there, although I see Earl Morrow has been warming up.
Ed Hinton is split away to the left. Jefferson out here to the right now for Baltimore. They have the ball in the 45 of the Bears. Here's the handoff to Havrelak, and Sam does a pretty good job of moving off left tackle before he's finally brought down by Staley. Staley had to catch him from the side after one good blocking effort was made on him by Cornelius Johnson, the left guard. He still managed to get through there and grab that man from the side and more or less a little bit toward the rear, and as a result confined the gain on the play to 3 yards. Good play by Staley, who appeared to be blocked out beautifully to start with. 2nd down, 7 now. The Bears ahead, 17-0. We're in the second quarter. Johnny Unitas looks left and right. He has Jefferson out to the right, Hinton to the left, and back goes John once more. Standing in midfield, he throws, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted by Joe Taylor. It was deflected away from the intended receiver, Eddie Hinton. It was bobbling around crazily up in the air there, and finally off the fingertips of Joe Taylor. It looked like he almost had one. It would have been the 4th interception of this ball game, wouldn't it, Irv?
That's right, and it's another one that one of the Baltimore receivers could have caught. It bounced off his hands. 4 passes have been dropped on Unitas. He's not having one of his better days, as we pointed out, with 3 interceptions. But the receivers have dropped at least 4 balls they should have caught to ease his pain a little bit today.
Slot formation left. Havrelak in the slot as Unitas backs up. He's way back, and he throws a screen back of the line of scrimmage now to the tight end, Mitchell. He's at the 40, 35, 30, and forced out of bounds by Seals. Tommy Mitchell, the tight end, 6'2", 215, a 4-year vet from Bucknell. And he made important yardage on that play, giving Baltimore a first down in Bear territory as Baltimore finds themselves in the best spot they have been today, field position-wise, against the Bear defense. It is 1st and 10 now for the Baltimore Colts on the Bear 28-yard line. 14 yards on that screen pass. With Mitchell, who backed up to take the screen, actually lined up as a the halfback on the play, even though he was split out to the right a little bit from the tackle, ordinarily not the tight end's position at all. Took it in. Away he went. Hinton to the left. Jefferson out to the right. Here's Unitas faking the handoff now to Hill. Rips away from the tackler. Throws one. It is caught. It is a completion, and it is almost but not quite a touchdown. The ball going out of bounds on the 1-yard line. The catch by Havrelak, a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch by Sam, and he stepped out of bounds on the 1-yard line. His first and goal to go. Sam Havrelak, a running back who was turning into the best pass catcher that the Baltimore's had. First and goal from the 1. First and goal to go. Here's the handoff. Hill off left guard. In there. Score for Baltimore. Well, Havrelak only had 6 catches all year, but he certainly has been tough in this ball game. Baltimore has finally scored as a result of Hill going in from the 1-yard line. So now O'Brien will attempt the extra point. O'Brien has made 24 out of 25. It is now 25 out of 26. It is good to score. The Bears 17, Baltimore 7. Back with the kickoff in just 1 minute. Cut.
Well, Jack, Unitas took the ball club 80 yards down the field with some of the old magic that we've come to know and appreciate and expect from him down through all these years. And the Bears are by no way safe with only a 17-7 lead as we come into the start of the second quarter here. And here we are ready for the kickoff, Jack.
Here's the boot now. Very deep, taken in the end zone by Ron Smith. Out he comes. He's at the 5, the 10, running hard at the 15, the 20, breaks the tackle at the 25, still going at the 30, and caught from behind at the 40-yard line. He was caught from behind by Ted Hendricks, the linebacker. Otherwise, Mr. Smith is on his way toward Washington. First and 10 now for the Bears at the 40-yard line. Bears ahead, 17-7. So Concannon has the ball. And a ball club at the 40-yard line. First and 10 to go. Hyde on the center. Jack Concannon under him. Gordon split away to the right. Flanked out here to the left is George Farmer. Here's the handoff. It goes to Shy. No hold. Don moves a little to the left and finally knifes his way off left guard. He was supposed to go over the middle, maybe off the right of middle. Instead, he hesitated just a moment, did a stutter step, and then found himself a little hole on the left side. Made himself a few on the play. Give him 4. That's going to make it now second down. 6 yards to go. Give him 3. Make it second down 7. The ball advanced up to the 43-yard line. Bears ahead 17-7. 13:04 to go in the first half. George Farmer out to the right. Tight right into the play is Rich Cody. Split away to the left now is Dick Gordon. The deuce backfield involves Ronnie Bull and Don Shy. Kirchen at left tackle. Here is Concannon throwing, and it is incomplete. He never had a chance. As a matter of fact, it's hard to figure out just who the target was on that one, possibly Shy. Anyway, it goes out of bounds to the left near midfield as an incomplete pass. He had Farmer pretty well down the right side that time with a one-on-one against the defensive back, and it looked like he had him beaten on the play, but I guess Jack just didn't have time to spot him because the rush was on.
He didn't have time at all, Jack, because Bobby Smith got around Jeff Kirchen, who's playing a whale of a game. That's quite a duel between Jeff Kirchen starting his first game against the great Bubba Smith. Here we go.
Third down now. 7 to go for the Bears. 3rd and 7. Here again is Concannon dropping back. The rush is on. He throws up the middle, and it's a catch by Don Shy at the 45-yard line of Baltimore. Credit Shy with a great leaping catch that time. That was a beaut. It really was. He really had to go up in the air for that one. That, by the way, is the 5th pass caught by Don this year. 12 yards net to the Bears on the play. They own the ball in Baltimore territory at the Colts' 45-yard line. Colts up front are fellows like Roy Hilton, Fred Miller, Billy Ray Smith, and Bubba Smith. Middle linebacker Curtis with Hendricks on the right and May on the left. May, however, might move to middle linebacker on occasion. Here's the snap. The handoff goes to Ronnie Bull. Off right tackle he goes. He's grabbed quickly by Curtis. Head down. He tried to just bang that helmet right into his chest, right at the numbers there, and keep on going. But Curtis just wouldn't give any ground to amount to anything, so it's going to be second down for the Bears. The ball still at the 45-yard line. We'll call it second down and 10. He might have made a foot on the play. Bears ahead, 17-7. They had a quick 17-0 lead in the first 6 minutes of play, less than that, as a matter of fact. And after that, of course, things have settled down. Baltimore has moved to one touchdown as Unitas moved his ball club 80 yards, mixing up the plays real well. 11:39 to go here in the first half. Second down, 10 for the Bears. They have the ball up to 45. Once again, Concannon with a long count. Gordon out to the right, but Concannon looks left. He throws left, and he may get a pass completion on interference here. Farmer and Maxwell were battling a little bit, and we could have an interference call as Farmer was grabbed by the arm by Tom Maxwell. At the same time, it appears that Volk may have hit Cody, who was going down as the optional receiver. It's going to be first and 10 for the Bears, nevertheless, on the 41-yard line. First and 10, they have the ball at the Baltimore 41-yard line. They break the huddle. The left guard, Holloway. Right guard, Jimmy Cadillo, back in action after a couple of weeks' absence with a bad leg. Once again, the slow count could be an audible. Concannon now drops back. He waits. He cocks the arm. He's going to be in trouble. He is trying to race away from Billy Ray Smith, but it just isn't going to be done. He is caught from behind, way back in midfield. Jack Concannon with fellas like Highland and Holloway and Mass and Cadillo all trying to back up and protect him. He still could not stop that rush and couldn't get away. He thought for a minute that he might be able to move out to his right and escape, but he just couldn't get away from Billy Ray Smith, who drew too good a beat on him and caught him from behind. It is now second down, 20. Second down, 20. George Farmer out to the left. Gordon to the right. Tight left end is Ogden. Ray Ogden. The ball is almost at midfield. Couple of feet in the Bear territory, and back goes Concannon once more. He throws, and he hits at the sideline. He hits his man on the right side there in the flat. The target on that play was Shy, and Don is almost on his knees as he catches the ball. Consequently, he is downed right there where he did catch the ball, and Jim Duncan, coming up in the secondary, made sure he stayed down. A very short gain on the play. Give him a yard or so. It's now going to be third down. 19 to go for a first down for the Bears. The ball is squarely at midfield. Seymour in. Ogden out. So we have three very good potential receivers. They can fly. They can take the long pass, the medium, or the short. We have Farmer on the left. We have Seymour on the left as a tight end on this play, and Dick Gordon out to the right. And here's Concannon. He's got three options. Let's see where he goes. And he throws straight down the field. The target on the play was Seymour at the 24-yard line. However, Jim was protected against making that catch by Rick Volk, a good defensive end, the right safety for the Baltimore Colts. The pass went incomplete, so now the Bears are going to have to give up that football with their first punt of the afternoon by Bobby Joe Green. Incidentally, we want to credit some Army fellas for coming up here all the way from some 60 miles away to see their Bears, because they're Chicago boys in the Army. Bob Herditsky and Jim Siskey, they're in the U.S. Army at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. And they made quite a trip out of us. A lot of the folks from around here, they saw the Bulls play last night against the Bullets, and they're watching the Bears play against the Colts today. And here's the kick by Green. It's an end-over-end boot coming down inside the 15, taken there at about the 14-yard line by the deep man on the play. The deep man being Gardine. A little bit of a run back, but not much. He got the ball maybe a couple of yards. Give him 36 yards and a 2-yard return. Net 34 to the Chicago Bears. Baltimore's ball, first and 10 to go, 10:03 to go. Timeout here in the second quarter with the score of the Bears 17, Baltimore 7. Back very much, Frank. Baltimore's ball, first and 10 to go on their own 16-yard line. 17-7 the score. The Bears out in front here in the second period. Here's Unitas on a trap play. Hands the ball on the late there to Jerry Hill, and Hill is nailed quickly. No gain at all. Caffey smelled that one coming. Leroy, a pretty smart fella, and he can smell that trap coming a mile away sometimes. WGN Radio Chicago, first and sound, first in service, first in sports. I'm Jack Brickhouse along with Irv Cupton and Frank Sweeney here at Baltimore. We've got ourselves a honey of a head bumper again this afternoon, which figures when the Bears and Baltimore get together. No gain on that last play. As a matter of fact, give them a 1-yard loss. It's now going to be second down 11. The ball almost at the 16-yard line between the 15 and 16. Split out to the left is Hinton, out to the right is Jefferson. Tight right end on the play is Mitchell. Haverlack is one of the running backs. A quick pass out in the flat is caught by Hinton at the 24. He is caught by Butkus. and by Joe Taylor coming up from the secondary, but they still made good yardage on the play and took it up to where it's a first down now for Baltimore. If the play stands up, looks like they may have to measure, but it looks like that ball has been advanced up to the 27-yard line. I think they're going to call for the chain gang. Give them about 11 on that last play. They've lost a yard on the previous play, and it's going to be very, very close.
Here are some late scores. The third quarter score, the Jets 17, Minnesota 3. Third quarter, Pittsburgh 14, Cleveland 9. Third quarter, Cincinnati 23, New Orleans 3. Third quarter, Boston 7, Buffalo 3. First quarter, St. Louis 6, Philadelphia 0. Second quarter, Kansas City 10, San Diego 7. Second quarter, Houston 14, Denver nothing. And in the third quarter, Washington and New York Giants 10-10.
It is a first down for Baltimore. They have it now at their 27-yard line. First and 10. Here's a handoff to Haverlack by Unitas. He sweeps the right side, tries to cut in, turn the corner, gets across the 30 up to the 33-yard line. Tackled by Seals and by left linebacker Doug Buffone of the Bears. Pretty good gain on the play. Give them at least 5 on this one. Let's call it a second down and 5 now. The Bears ahead 17-7. 8:30 to go in the first half. At halftime, of course, a couple have a wrap-up for you. We may hear some music from the famous Winston-Salem State Band. That is one of the great bands I've ever seen or heard. We watched them rehearse out here, and they worked a little before the game. And they are really high steppers and great musicians. Flipped out to the left there now is Ed Hinton. Out here to the right is Jefferson, the two best pass catchers they have, although Haverlack has been tough. Here is Unitas after a stall. He throws the ball to Haverlack just over the middle, and Sam is down at the 39-yard line. He gave a little ground. He took the ball actually near the 40, and trying to avoid Leroy Caffey, he moved around to the left and gave ground a little bit. And in this case, of course, he's down where he is tackled, not as far as his forward progress carried him, so this means the ball has been advanced up now. 4 first down yardage for Baltimore, 2, the Baltimore 39-yard line. First and 10 for the Baltimore Colts. The Colts and the Bears, and some great memories have been piled up between these two ball clubs in their competition. Out to the left now, Hinton. Out to the right, Jefferson again. Hill. Haverlack on the loose backfield for the Baltimore Colts, directly behind Unitas. There's a handoff by Unitas to Jerry Hill, and Jerry, scrapping away, fights for a yard or 2. He's still shy of the 40-yard line, however. Good effort. Good battle by Hill. Hill is one of the veteran hard-nosed type runners that they have in the NFL these days. Again, he's a 9-year vet from Wyoming. He's 30 years old, 5'11", 217-pounder, and he pounds away real good, I'll tell you. Put the ball now at the 39-yard line. Second down, just about 9 yards to go for a first down. The clock showing 6:54 to go in the first half here at Baltimore. Bears ahead 17-7. Hitting out to the left. Jefferson is a wide receiver, but a half back to the right. Here's the snap, the handoff to Hill. Tries to sweep the left side. And pulling out the block for him that time and helping him get a few yards was John Williams, the guard. John pulled off on the right side, led him around the left side, and Jerry managed to take the ball up to the 45-yard line. It now becomes third down for Baltimore, and 4 yards to go for the first down, so Mr. Unitas has himself a 4-yard problem in order to get a fresh set of downs. Third down 4. Bears on the defense. And so trying to hold him within a 4-yard gain this time are fellows like Obradovich, Seals, Holman, Staley, Buffone up on the line, a 5-man rush for the Bears. Now McCray comes up from his cornerback position. He actually is on the line of scrimmage making a 6-man rush. And here's Unitas. He throws a lob pass, and it is almost but not quite intercepted by Ron Smith. A lob pass intended for Roy Jefferson. And that was not a good pass by Unitas at all. That one really hung up there. That's the kind of a pass that you don't expect to see from John in a spot like that. That is an ineffective, dangerous pass like that.
He had nothing on that ball at all, and it should have been an interception by the Bears because Clark had his hands on the ball and just couldn't hold it. But the offensive receiver had no chance to get to it. Here we go, Jack.
So Lee will punt. He gets the boot away from the 35-yard line. Ooh, a honey of a boot. Coming down, fair catch called for. And finally, Smith decides to let it go on over his head and bounce into the end zone. Ron Smith decided, no, I don't want to touch the ball at all. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. 56-yard boot, and, of course, you have to subtract 20 because it's a touchback. And the ball being brought out to the 20-yard line. Bears ball first and 10. The defense did their job. Bears ahead, 17-7. We're in the first quarter, or rather the first half, sorry. 5:50 to go here in the second quarter. And the Bears, of course, would like nothing better than 1 or 2 scores before the first half closes out. Farmer out to the right. Gordon split away to the left. Shy and Bull to the loose backfield for the Chicago Bears as they have been for the most part this afternoon, except one play involving Ross Montgomery. The snap, the handoff to Ronnie Bull. Over the middle goes Ronnie. Head down, plows away. And Ronnie Bull, who's the most reliable ball carrier on the ground that the Chicago Bears have, head down, was plowing just as hard as he knew how. He's a very good rusher. Ronnie had 202 yards for the season going into this action today, an average of 3.6. And as I said before, until Shy went 44 yards on that play a few moments ago, the longest run from scrimmage this year was 28 yards by Ronnie Bull in a Bear uniform. It's now second down, 8 yards to go for the first down. 2 on the last play by Bull. The ball is at the 22-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Concannon quarterbacking. Looks left and right. Barks at I can almost hear him up here. A handoff to Shy. Sweeps to the right side. No blocking. And as he tries to turn the corner, he's met by a wave of those blue jerseys. Nobody was able to block for him. Cadile was a little bit slow getting out of the line, trying to lead him around there. And Mass couldn't take his man out either on that particular play. So as a result, Shy turned the corner, did manage through great effort to make 1 yard on the play, and to make 1 yard against that wave of jerseys on the left side as he tried to turn the corner was a pretty good performance by Don. It is now third down, 7. Farmer out to the left, out to the right, Dick Gordon again. Rich Cody, the tight left end of the play. So strong side right, and that's where the free safety lines up for Baltimore on this particular play. Here's the snap once again. Concannon is back. He looks, he waits, he throws, and it is caught up here by Gordon at the 35, and Dick is hustled out of bounds on the far side of the field by Jerry Logan at the 40-yard line. It's going to be first and 10 for the Bears. As Dick Gordon comes up with another pass catch. Wait a minute. Wipe it out. Flag down, back at the line of scrimmage, and obviously a penalty against the Bears. And Best, the official, puts the ball all the way back on the 6-yard line. It is offensive holding against Chicago. That then is going to make it third and 10, 20, almost 24 yards to go for the first down. Cost him 35 yards that play, counting the yardage that they had as a result of a completed pass. So the Bears are huddling in the end zone now. It becomes third and 24. 4:25 to go in the first half. Gordon out to the right. Farmer out to the left. Rich Cody, a tight left end. Concannon with a slow count. Hands off now to Bull. Sweeps the right side. And Ronnie is going to be hailed for a loss on the play. He was hit by Ray May, the linebacker, who lined up as the left linebacker on that play. He kind of anticipated the possibility of a Concannon running play call, and he charged on through there, and he was ready. So now Bobby Joe Green is going to have to punt from deep in his own end zone. The line of scrimmage actually is about the 4-yard line. So the Bears have a problem. They have fourth and about 27 yards to go for a first down. The one thing going for the Bears is that Bobby Joe Green has the wind with him on this kick. He's standing 2 yards from the end zone as he anticipates the pass from center. Here's the snap. The boot is away. It's high, coming upfield, near midfield, and is taken there and dropped at midfield by Gardine, who finally picks it up and starts back and does make himself a few yards before he's nailed by Brubacher and by Ray Ogden of the Bears. A 48-yard net boot, a 7-yard return, 41 yards net from scrimmage for Chicago on that kick. Now with 3:20 to go in this second quarter, the score 17-7 in favor of the Bears. It is Baltimore's ball, a few yards into Bear territory at the Bear 45-yard line. Once again, they have Hinton out there to the left. Jefferson to the right. The running backs are Haverlack and Hill. Curry snaps that ball to Unitas. A quick sideline pass, and is taken by Jefferson, who steps out of bounds after a short gain of 4 yards at the 41-yard line. Johnny Unitas trying to maneuver that ball club downfield right down. Of course, he has plenty of time by Unitas standards. He has 2:58 to go as Baltimore tries to get some kind of a score before the second quarter closes out. It looks like Bobby Joe Green was hurt on that punt. And Doc Fox is looking at him over there. In the meantime, here's Hill, and he's got a hole, and he bursts all the way down to the Bear 30-yard line. Jerry Hill through the left side of the line on good, quick opening blocking by Ressler, by Curry, and by Vogel. And that gives Baltimore now first and 10 to go at the 30, 14 yards on that sprint.
And, Jack, there's no doubt that the momentum has changed now. It's in Baltimore's possession. They've got the momentum, and the Bears are fighting to hold on here to keep the 17-7 lead at halftime. Here we go.
Unitas. And again, the handoff to Hill, and this time, as he goes off left guard, he is grabbed with Hale, the defensive tackle for the Bears. Dave Hale, 6'7", 260-pounder in there. Two-year man from Ottawa, Kansas. Holding him to a 2-yard gain. It is now second down. We'll call it second and 8. The scoreboard says 9, but he's closer to 2 yards than he is to 1. And speaking of 2, it's 2 minutes now. There's the automatic timeout, a 2-minute warning. The score 17-7. Bears back with more action in just 1 minute. Second down now. A little over 8 yards to go for a first down for Baltimore. They held the ball almost at the Bear 28-yard line. Here's Unitas dropping back. He throws. It is, incomplete. But, brother, the saddest man in America right now is Ed Hinton, who had his hands on that. That was right at the belt buckle. Woo, boy. You're not going to see that one happen very often because Mr. Hinton just happens to be the number 1 pass receiver with 36 going into the action and 3 touchdown passes in the American Football Conference this year. Okay, Hinton lines up on the left, Jefferson on the right. Third down, 8.5 yards to go. Back goes Unitas once more. He backs all the way up to 40, and he throws a lob pass back of the line of screen to Haverlack. A safety valve type screen, and he's inside the 25 and out of the 20-yard line before being knocked down by Butkus, who tried his best to steal the football from him. Haverlack was shaken on the play as he was hit by Dick Butkus. And we have an official's timeout. They're going to have to measure to see if a first down was made. The ball is nosed up to the 20-yard line of the Chicago Bears. It's going to be very, very close indeed. They made it. It's first and 10 now for Baltimore. The clock showing 1:43 to go in the first half. The Bears jumped out to a quick 17-0 lead. Right now it's 17-7, and Baltimore is battling away with plenty of time. 1:43 left in the first half to get another score before they take the halftime rest. Once again, Hinton left, Jefferson right. The 2 running backs are Haverlack and Hill. Hill on the left. Here's the handoff to Hill. Over the middle goes Jerry. He bumped into his own man on this one, and as a result, he wasn't able to get very far on that play. He hit Cornelius Johnson, the guard, who was trying to move the linebacker out. It just wasn't working at all. He might have made 1 yard on the play. It's going to be second down and 9. Second down 9. And, of course, you have to consider Baltimore within field goal range, too, even if the Bear defense does stiffen here on this next 2 plays. Once again, Hill and Haverlack, shoulder to shoulder in the backfield. And here's Unitas dropping back. He throws, and it is incomplete. Hinton got his hands on it, but he was out of bounds anyway as he tried to make the catch, so it goes as an incomplete pass. A lot of the folks not realizing that Hinton was out of bounds anyway are booing the fact that he didn't hang on to the football down there. That's the second one that he has dropped that was in range in the last minute or so. So now with third down and 8.5 to go, the ball is at the 20-yard line.
And 1 minute to play, Jack, exactly as Unitas brings his boys out once again.
Big play coming up. Third down. Here again is Unitas dropping back. He waits, he throws over the middle, and he hits his tight end Mitchell, and Mitchell is down at about the Chicago Bear 13-yard line. He is shy of first down yardage. Baltimore, however, knocking on the door here. Butkus was the bottom man on that tackle. Dick Daniels also helping. Put the ball now at the Bear. We'll call it the 12.5-yard line. It is now fourth down. About 3 yards to go. Timeout has been called by the Baltimore Colts as Unitas comes over to the sideline to have a little talk with Coach McCaffrey. It looks like the old Riverboat Gambler is going to go for it. They don't have any field goal kicker in there. It's fourth down now and 2. The ball is on the 12-yard line of the Bears. Here's Unitas. He throws, and it is caught. And it is caught and held onto this time by Hinton out of bounds. just as he steps out of bounds, he managed, however, to get possession of that football before he went out, just a half a step before he went out, and it's going to be first and goal to go with the ball on the Bears' 7-yard line. A quick pass out in the left, one of those real quick flare passes out in the flat zone to the left by Unitas. It worked, and Hinton, incidentally, had a little job hanging on to that one. That was not an easy pass to handle. Unitas threw it almost sidearm and kind of hard. Once again, Unitas back now. He looks, he throws a lob pass. It is caught. It's a touchdown as Roy Jefferson hangs onto it in the end zone. He managed to beat Benny McRae on the play, and Baltimore has matched that second Bear touchdown. And the Bear lead now, it looks like at halftime, is going to be by the margin of the field goal. Baltimore has fought back beautifully. O'Brien into Booth. Morrill holding. 44 seconds remaining in the half. There's the kick. It is perfect. And the score now is the Bears 17, Baltimore 14. Well, the Bears are going to get the kickoff now. O'Brien up the ball, kicks it. It's fairly deep. It's high. It's coming down at about the 5. Taken there by Cecil Tender at the 10, the 15, 20. Still going at the 25. Hit and knocked down rather hard at the 27-yard line. The man who made contact with him on that one was Billy Newsom, a first-year man from Grambling who stands 6'4", weighs 240. He's a defensive end with this ball club today, and believe me, he has certainly been rough and tough, especially since Bubba Smith hasn't played a whole lot. Bears ball now. The clock shows 31 seconds to go in the half. Bears ball, 1st and 10 to go. They have it on their own 27-yard line. Let's see if Concannon goes for a bomb here. No, not yet. No, sir. Trap play. Handed off to Shy. Sweeps around the left side. He avoids Maxwell. However, he's hit by Curtis and is down at the 30-yard line. Falls forward across the 30 to the 31. It's going to be the Bears ball now. 2nd down. The Bears have called timeout to stop that clock with 10 seconds to go in the first half. Cup, who's your guest at halftime?
Well, we're going to have Bobby Douglas, the injured quarterback, the Douglas Aircraft, as we call him, is going to be with us.
That's not what they call a prevent defense, really. Usually that'll be about a 3-man rush. Anyway, here goes Concannon dropping back. He's rushed, and he throws, and he hits his man at the 45-yard line. It's Farmer at the midfield, and Farmer's down at the 42-yard line. And the Bears call timeout with 1 second to go. There's time for a play. There's a record-breaking field goal with about 4 seconds to go in the half. All right, here's the spot down. Here's the boot by Mack. It doesn't have a chance. Not even a little bit of a chance. Into the end zone she goes. She is down there by Duncan. The first half is now history. The score at the half, the Bears 17, Baltimore 14. Today's game is brought to you by... All right, Smith and Turner, the deep men now. Bryan is going to kick off for Baltimore. 17-14. The Bears out in front. Third quarter getting underway. Here we go. Here's the run up the boot against the wind. It's still a very deep kick. Way into the end zone. And Turner downs it there. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. We're underway in the third quarter. Man, that O'Brien put a toe on that one, I'll tell you. Bubba Smith didn't play too much in that first half. Newsom, Bailey, and Billy Ray Smith and Hilton Saul out of service as the rush for the Baltimore Ball Club. Bears ball now. Concannon quarterbacking. Shy and Bull are still in the deuce backfield. Dick Gordon split away to the right. They haven't thrown too much to Dick today. The handoff goes to Ronnie Bull off right tackle. He goes, gets a few yards on the play. Cadile was the bottom man trying to do a little blast blocking for him on that play. Shy also led him into the line. But it was still very difficult to move fellows like Bailey and Billy Ray Smith around, and Curtis also plugged the hole pretty well, too. Give them 3. It is now 2nd down 7. 2nd down 7. Bears ball. Chicago Bears, the monsters of the Midway, and that's what they still call them here in Baltimore. They know that they're a physical ball club. Even if you beat them, you're bruised up and battered for a long time after the game. Bears ahead, 17-14. Concannon with a flat pass out here to Farmer. George in a one-on-one is still tackled very, very capably by Jimmy Duncan, the cornerback, a young fellow from Maryland State, a 2-year man in the league now. Still got a little yardage on the play. 3rd down, a couple of yards to go for a first down for the Bears. Give George 5 on that last play. As Concannon confines himself to the short pass. Now we have both Ogden and Rich Cody, a couple of tight ends in the play. This is a power play with fellows like Seymour and Dick Gordon going out. This is the kind of a play, of course, where they need the additional bulk and the muscle in there for blocking on perhaps a running play, unless, of course, they're faking. Anyway, Concannon with a slow count hands the ball off now to Shy, and Shy is met with a wall of blue jerseys that really stop him cold. He tried right tackle and the right side of the Bear line with fellows like Kirchin, Callaway, Hodden. They just could not do a thing about it. That's all there was to that. Mass tried his best to move somebody out of there, but it just would not work. So Bobby Joe Green is in to punt. Earlier he punted and was shaken up a little bit on the play, and they were attending him on the sidelines, but it appears to be all right now. It's going to be 4th down, 2 yards to go for the Chicago Bears. Back in a double safety are Tom Curtis, not to be confused with Mike. And a fair catch is called for deep here now at the 35-yard line by Ron Gardine, who was the deep man. 36 yards net from scrimmage for the Bears on the boot. Baltimore takes the ball 1st and 10 to go on their own 36-yard line. Some real upsets in the making today. Our guest, by the way, after the game on the Pro Football Scoreboard is going to be Bobby Walston. Well, the Baltimore fans are yelling it up now for Unitas to move this ball club into the lead. And John looks to his right, goes to his right, and it is caught out there in the right by John Mackey, who's now playing the second half. John Mackey, the great tight end of the Baltimore Ball Club, one of the all-time greats in Baltimore history, as a matter of fact. John's been recovering slowly from an injury, and at the moment is back in the ball game for the first time. And as a matter of fact, the pregame plan kind of called for Mitchell to play the first half and Mackey the second half, and that's the way they're going on it. It is now 2nd down, about 7 yards to go for the first down. Give him 3 on that pass completion. The ball at the 38. Here's the handoff to Jerry Hill. He's met by Butkus, and you can hear that collision all the way up here as Hill, with a full head of steam, is met by Butkus coming up fast from his linebacking position. Stopped him at the 41-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down now and 5. 3rd down and 5. Concannon has 8 completions in 12. Out to the left now is Jimmy Orr, who's playing left end. And this is the first time we've seen Jimmy in the ball game today, the veteran end. And Unitas looks out there, and Jimmy was his target, too. And Jimmy is complaining about interference on that one by Caffey and getting nowhere with the sideline official, who in this case, the fellow he's protesting to, happens to be the head linesman, Leo Miles. No dice. No go. It's now going to be 4th down and 5, so the Bears should get their hands on that football once more. Dropping back to boot now for the Baltimore Ball Club is David Lee. And dropping back in the twin safety for the Bears are Smith and also Lyle. It's a high boot, and it's taken at the 28-yard line by Lyle. And Gary finally is forced out of bounds on the far side of the field, not far from the Bear bench, away from us on the other side over there, across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Give him 31 yards and a 10-yard return, so that's not too much of a kickoff return, and the Bears actually made themselves about 25 yards in the exchange of punts. Timeout now. We'll be back with more action in just a minute.
Here's a final that'll surprise everybody. Jets 20, Minnesota 10.
Bears ball in the 37. A quick hitch pass out in the flat caught by Gordon, and Dick moves up the sideline, is finally wrestled to the ground on the far side of the field by Stukes at the 45-yard line. Pretty good gain on the play, maybe 7, maybe 8 yards. We'll call it 7. It's now going to be 2nd down 3. Did I hear right? Did you say the Jets beat Minnesota Cup and kept that division alive? Huh?
The Jets beat Minnesota 20-10. That really is a big one. And here's another one. Pittsburgh 28, Cleveland 9, which puts their division into a turmoil.
Well, if Pittsburgh wins that, they're tied with Cleveland as a 500 ball club. There's less than 500, as a matter of fact. Here's the snap, the handoff to Shy, off right tackle he goes. He's grabbed. And once again, Baltimore was trying very hard to tackle the ball. The fellow was trying his best to tackle that ball was Ted Hendricks, the linebacker, on the left side. Cardinals 13, Philadelphia Eagles 7. Put the ball now at the 45-yard line. Cody in, Seymour out. 3rd down, a couple of yards to go for the first down for the Chicago Bears. The Bears ahead 17-14. We're in the 3rd quarter here at Baltimore with 10.5 minutes remaining. Once again, Concannon with Ronnie Bull winged off the right tackle. Pitches the ball to Shy. Don races around the right side, and it looks like he made the first down yardage with perhaps a yard to spare. Curtis had keyed pretty much on Shy on that play. Nevertheless, Ronnie Bull was still able to deflect that would-be grabber, that linebacker, the tackler, Curtis, from making a clean tackle on him. until Down had gotten past the chain end, which gives them first down on the play. It is now 1st and 10 for the Chicago Bears. They have the ball at the 49-yard line of Chicago. Split out to the left is Farmer, out to the right is Gordon. Shy and Bull, the two running backs, the two setbacks for the Bears, and here's a sideline pass caught by Gordon across midfield. He falls forward as far as he can. He milks the play to almost the 46-yard line of the Baltimore Colts as the Chicago Bears content themselves with the short pass. Nobody's going too much for the bomb here this afternoon. First of all, the quarterbacks haven't had all that much time to throw, and secondly, of course, they are ganging up pretty well deep on the deep receivers. Concannon has now completed 11 out of 15 for 98 yards. Unitas 15 out of 27 for 145. Bears ball, 2nd down 5. 5 yards on that last pass catch by Dick Gordon. They have the ball at the 46-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. The Bears trying to get a march underway. Here's Concannon dropping back. He throws, and it's again caught, this time at the 45-yard line. Perhaps a 1-yard gain on the play by Rich Cody, who lined up a tight right end. A 1-yard pass completion. He was hit almost instantly and driven back across the 45. However, he gets as far as his forward progress carried him, having caught the ball. And he was spotted down now. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Not quite 4 yards to go for the Bears. The ball squarely at the 45-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Baltimore putting on a very good rush. The rush is on for both these ball clubs today, and neither quarterback has had a lot of time to throw. Palmer out to the right. Dick Gordon is split away to the left. He's in a one-on-one with Duncan now. Here's Concannon looking right. He throws. It's the bomb. It's way down there. It is incomplete at the 10-yard line. Farmer and Stoops were battling away. They both went up in the air at the 10-yard line, and the pass goes incomplete. Once again, coming in from the sideline for the Bears is Bobby Joe Green, the punter. On 4th down and 4 yards to go for the Bears, they're going to have to give that football up once more. Fellows on the punting team are fellows like Ogden, Cody, Pilot, of course, the center, Cecil Turner, Jerry Lyle, Ralph Couric, Ron Smith, Ross Montgomery, Ronnie Bull. These are all fellows who will go down underneath that punt. Bobby Joe Green will get the kick away from right around his own 45. He boots it. It's a wobbly boot coming down at the 18-yard line, taken on the near side of the field by Tom Curtis, running hard from his safety position, and he was driven out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. It's going to be Baltimore's ball, 1st and 10 to go in their 18. The Bears with a 27-yard net punt on that play. It's the Bears 17, Baltimore 14. Timeout now with 8:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back with the action in just 1 minute. 1st and 10 Colts now on their own 18-yard line. Johnny Unitas under the center, Curry. Here's the snap. The ball's given to Haverlack. He sweeps around the left side as he starts to move inside the end, which was supposed to be turned on that play. He is knocked down at the 21-yard line. Sam Haverlack was turned into a very good running back for this ball club. Very good indeed. Made himself a few on the play. Advanced the ball across the 20 to the 22-yard line. 2nd down now. 6 yards to go for a 1st down. 4 yards on that last play. Haverlack running off the left side. Baltimore's ball on their own 22-yard line. Once again, Unitas. So the quick pop pass that's over the line to Mackey, and he's grabbed instantly by Butkus, and also tackled coming up in the secondary by Phil Clark. Nevertheless, that quick look-in pass, that pop pass is almost impossible to guard against when you've got a John Mackey on the receiving end and a fellow like Unitas on the business end throwing it. So that was first down, and no doubt about it, for the Baltimore Colts. They have the ball now on their own 31-yard line. 1st and 10. Moore split away to the left. Here is a pass out in the flat, and diving forward and missing it on this one was Roy Jefferson, normally a very sure-handed pass receiver. However, Johnny's kind of underlet him a little bit on that one, and Roy had to kind of back up, try to do a button hook type pattern on the play, and he just couldn't get back in time. Brubaker in now for the Chicago Bears, giving the Bears an additional linebacker. Obradovich is going out.
Hale.
Now Obradovich comes back in, and Hale, that's right, Cup, Hale is going out. Obradovich started for the sidelines and suddenly realizes that he is not being sent out of the game at all. It is going to be 2nd down. 10, the ball almost, well, the Bears actually gained themselves about 6 inches on that last play. An incomplete pass. Back goes Unitas. He looks to his right. He lobs one up here, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. And again, the target was Jefferson, this time over his head. However, the ball landed on the Colt bench, which is on the near side of the field. And now with 3rd down and 10 yards to go for a first down. The Bears defense has the job now of containing the offense for the Baltimore Colts and Johnny Unitas and give them a chance to get that football in their hands once more after a punt against the wind. Because Baltimore does not have the wind at their backs, the Bears do in this third quarter. Third quarter, which now has 7 minutes and 8 seconds of playing time remaining. Score 17-14 in favor of Chicago. Jefferson flanked out to the right. Unitas looks right. Now he looks left. As he backs up, he throws, and he completes one back of the line of scrimmage to Mackey, and Mackey is nailed by Obradovich, who grabbed him by one leg and downed him. And as a result of the pass completion, Baltimore still only winds up with about a half a yard gain on the play. Maybe not even that much. Let's call it 4th down and 10, even though the pass was completed. Obradovich very alertly making a good grab on John Mackey's right leg. Now with 4th down, of course, Dave Lee will have to kick. He's standing on the 15. The kick should come from the 19. Dropping back for the Bears, anticipating this punt, are Ron Smith and Gary Lyle. The kick is away. It's a beaut. It's high, and it carries deep, and it's taken at the 17-yard line by Smith. He's at the 20, 25, nailed at the 30, falls across the 30 after being hit on that play by Tom Nowatzki, who's also one of the better running backs, a great player at Indiana. It's going to be the Bears' ball now, 1st and 10 to go on their own 32-yard line. A 53-yard boot, but a 14-yard return by Ron Smith. Timeout, and now we'll be back with Borax in just a minute. Here's Frank Sweeney for Standard Oil. Somebody raced through a little early on that one. Getting a little anxious was Roy Hilton just before the ball was snapped, and it looks like the walk-off, however, may be against the Bears because he may have been drawn off by illegal procedure. And that appears to be what it is. The walk-off is against the Bears. Therefore, it is 1st and 15 for the Chicago Bears now. They have the ball on their own 28-yard line. Bears out in front, 17-14. 6:23 to go in the third quarter. Farmer out to the left. Mike Hull is in there as one of the running backs, replacing Ronnie Bull. He's in there with Shy as part of the loose backfield for the Bears. Once again, Concannon back. He waits. He throws now, and it is almost picked off. The target was Hull, who had his back to the play, and Jimmy Duncan got a hand on it, reaching around Hull, trying to snare it. However, he just could not hang on. It goes as an incomplete pass, and actually the Bears were lucky that that was an incomplete pass.
They sure were, Jack, because Concannon was thrown to a spot, and Hull didn't look around. He was still running, and the defender stepped in between him and the ball and almost had an interception there. Here is a final. Pittsburgh has defeated Cleveland 28-9, and the New York Giants have defeated Washington 27-24 in what sounds like was a replay of their game of only a few weeks ago. Here we go, Jack. We are back in action.
Here's Concannon back again, and this time he is rushed so hard by Bailey. Jim Bailey, the big 6'4", 245-pound tackle, a rookie from Kansas, that he's unable to get the pass away. As a matter of fact, the ball was deflected and banged against the ground. So now it is going to be 3rd down and 15 for the Chicago Bears. Unitas has completed 17 out of 31, which is just about consistent with his percentage. He's completed 52% of his passes this year, which incidentally ranks him 7th in the American Football Conference. Concannon has completed now 12 out of 19 for 102 yards. Palmer out to the left, and Jack Concannon, of course, would probably like to uncork a real bomb here. Gordon split away to the right. Seymour actually is a tight left end on this play, and back goes Concannon. The rush is on. He circles the tacklers. He's still going up the sidelines. He's forced out of bounds way back there at the 22-yard line. So the Bears have to give up that football once more. Bobby Joe Green will come in to punt. Fortunately, as we said, he has the wind with him. Although the rim of the stadium is so high that the wind advantage is probably a very minimal one, because you have to kick it very, very high in the air in order to have that wind do any work for you. Anyway, Bobby Joe Green is going to boot. One thing we do know, it certainly isn't against him. Dropping back deep is Ron Gardine, a first-year man from Arizona. In case of the short punt, up close is Tom Curtis. The kick is away from about the 14-yard line. It's a wobbly boot taken in midfield by Curtis, and he is grabbed and almost gently brought down to the ground with an arm tackle by Cecil Turner. 28-yard net from scrimmage. The punting average is no bargain today. So Unitas now has a chance with pretty good field position to move this ball toward that Bear goal with the score, the Bears 17, Baltimore 14, and 5:50 to go in this football game. In this third quarter, third quarter. Haverlack and Hill in the deep end, and here's the handoff to Jerry, and he is tripped up by Willie Holman, who broken the interferers. Trying very hard to block him on that play was John Williams, the guard, but Willie, falling across him at the same time, in so doing with his body, tripped up the ball carrier. No gain on the play. It is now 2nd down and 10. Here's the final. Cincinnati 26, New Orleans 6. We have a three-way tie for first in that division. Second down now, 10. Back goes John Unitas. He throws a pass out on the right to Haverlack, and John completed this one to Sam, almost for first down yardage, not quite, and there's a Bear shaken up on the play. Getting up a little slowly is Benny McRae, who collided hard with Haverlack, and Dick Butkus is helping Benny to his feet, and Benny is not about to get up. And now, since this play ended with Benny on the ground near the Baltimore Colts bench, the Baltimore trainer and doctor is out having a look at Benny McRae, the great defensive back, one of the Bears' captains. Racing onto the field for the Bears is Dr. Ted Fox, and the Bear trainer is also out there now, and Benny is on both knees, shaken up on that last play. When play resumes, it's going to be 3rd down, almost 3 yards to go. Let's call it 2.5 yards to go for the first down with the ball at the 42-yard line of the Bears. If the Bears win this ball game, they'll be the same as those guys, 5-6, and buried. And here is Unitas throwing out in the flat, and it's caught by Jefferson, and he's got himself a first down in Bear territory now at the Chicago Bear 35-yard line as Johnny Unitas completes another pass. Oh, boy. Roy Jefferson, the wide receiver, has given the Baltimore Colts now a fresh set of downs with this catch. The line of scrimmage is going to be actually the Bear 33-yard line, so the Bear defensive men, fellows like Obradovich. And now we notice in there for the Bears, Harry Gunner as the right tackle on the defense. George Seals, Willie Holman. They've got a job on their hands. Here's the snap. Unitas on the trap play. Gives to Jerry Hill. Over the middle he goes. Unitas faking that he wanted to race back and pass. He handed that ball on the trap to Jerry Hill, and Jerry took it for 2 or 3 yards. He's down at the 31-yard line. Not too much yardage on the play. The Bear defense was alert on that one. Butkus, of course, was playing the middle linebacker position. He plugged the hole in a hurry when they tried to trap the tackle. It now becomes 2nd down. 8 yards to go for the first down. 2 on the last play. The ball at the 31-yard line. WGN Radio Chicago. First in sound. First in service. First in sports. Out to the left is Jimmy Orr. Out to the right now is Jefferson. The tight end is Mackey on the right side. Here is a pass, and it's intercepted by Buffon. He's up to the 20-yard line. Up to the 25. Still battling away, and finally he is brought down by the Baltimore Colts center, Bill Curry. But Doug Buffon had just come up with his 4th interception of the year. And this is a big play for the Bears. Now, there was a flag down back at the 22-yard line. It looks like we have a clip against the Bears. However, they should keep the football. I think we may find that Butkus clipped Jefferson on that one. Anyway, the Bears have the football. The line of scrimmage is now the... Well, let's see where they want to start that chain. At the 11-yard line. Bears ahead 17-14. 3:19 to go. 3rd quarter at Baltimore. Farmer out to the right. Dick Gordon to the left. Here's Concannon. Handing off now to Ronnie Bull. Back in the left guard, and Ronnie's trying to get him out there where they can breathe a little bit and see a little daylight. He manages 2 on the play off left guard. A power play by the Bears. Bottom man Bailey, with help on that one from the right linebacker, Ted Hendricks. Here's an interesting linebacker, this fellow Ted Hendricks, a 3-year vet from Miami. He's 6'7" and weighs 215. He's built more along rangy end dimensions, but he is a strong, tough right linebacker. A good, sure tackler. 2nd down, 8. Put the ball at the 13-yard line of the Bears. Once again, Concannon back. He looks for a receiver. He throws way upfield, and it is incomplete. The target was shy, and Rick Volk almost got his hands on that one. That could have been a disastrous interception had he held on to it. It goes as an incomplete pass. Hendricks had backed up. Volk was coming up from the secondary. They were actually triple teaming shy on that play when they saw the way the play was unfolding and where Concannon was looking. So now with 2:39 to go in the 3rd quarter, it is 3rd down. 8 yards to go for the first down for Chicago. The Bears defense has been rough in this football game. The offense was very, very sharp the first few minutes, and since that time has bogged down considerably. Good rush Put on now as Concannon drops back. Hilton bothering him. He throws up the middle, and he hits Gordon, and he catches him as Dick grabs that ball at the 24-yard line and is knocked down in his tracks. He hit him amidships, however, with a good, accurate pass, and the Bears have themselves a first down, and their cup is a mighty welcome first down indeed.
It certainly is, and Dick Gordon can get free anytime if they get the ball to him. He's a very, very difficult man to catch. He's easy to spot because he's the only man wearing all white shoes, but he's a hard man to cover.
He's 5'11", but he can really leave his feet. Gordon splits to the left. Out to the right is Farmer. 1st and 10 now for the Bears on their 24. The handoff goes to Shy. Sweeps the right side, and Don gets up to the 30-yard line. Hit and knocked down. Don Shy. Grabbed by Charlie Stooks, by Hendricks, and also helping was Billy Ray Smith on that tackle. 3 men grabbed him down. He went at the 30-yard line. Made himself 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down 4 now for Chicago. Let's make it 2nd down 5. Give them 5 on the play with the ball. Still spotted at the 30-yard line. Clock now is ticking away, showing 1:35 to go here in the third quarter at Baltimore. A stadium which has been the scene of many and many a great moment in sports, not only football but also baseball. For example, the World Series this year. Here's Concannon, looking left and right, gets the ball from Highland, drops back. It's almost a jump pass, and it goes out of bounds. The target on the play was intended to be Dick Gordon, but he threw high and onto the Bear bench. Matter of fact, Cecil Coquin is standing alongside Jim Dooley. They both had to move in order to avoid that one because they were that close to the sideline and that close to the point of that pass. Seymour standing near Dooley right now talking to Jim. Jim walks away from him, though, because he's on the phones upstairs here to some of the coaches as they plan that strategy and try to open up some holes in this Baltimore defense, which has been very stubborn indeed since the first few minutes. It is now 3rd down. 5 yards to go for the first down. Once again, Concannon drops back. He throws, and he hits Shy at the 40, and Don is down at the 41-yard line. Again, the Bears have a first down as they play ball control. Give credit to the middle linebacker Curtis on that tackle, but also give credit to Mr. Shy and Mr. Concannon for teaming up on a very vital first down pass for the Bears. 1st and 10 now. The ball has been advanced to the Chicago Bear 41-yard line. Trotting in from the sidelines, Ross Montgomery. Shy going off the field, favoring his right foot a little bit, but he doesn't appear to be in any great distress. Bears ahead, 17-14. The clock shows 40 seconds to go. Third quarter at Baltimore. The fourth quarter ought to be a beaut. Once again, Gordon out to the left, Farmer out to the right. The tight end on the play is Cody on the right side. Strong side right then for the Bears. Here's Concannon dropping back, getting blocks from Montgomery, and Bull throws a pass, a safety valve pass to Ronnie Bull, who blocked the charging linebacker and then stuck around back of the line of scrimmage in case he was needed, and it turned out he was. And the pass went to Ronnie Bull. He was down almost back of the line of scrimmage there by Ray May, the left linebacker, who's playing left and center linebacker for this ball club. And even though the pass was completed, there is no gain on the play. You might even say they lost themselves a yard or so. It is a 1-yard loss. Let's call it 2nd down 11 now for the Bears. And there's the gun. The third quarter is over at Baltimore with the score. The Bears 17, the Baltimore Colts 14. 2nd down 12 now as we go into the fourth quarter. Bears ball on their own 39-yard line. Score, Bears 17, Baltimore 14. I'm Jack Brickhouse along with Irv Cutson and Frank Sweeney. And by the way, our thanks to Bob Wise of the Colts for keeping these stats up to the moment for us. Bob Weiser, rather. Out to the left now is Gordon. Out to the right is Farmer. Seymour is a tight right end on this alignment. Montgomery's one of the running backs along with Ronnie Bull. Shy is out still. Back goes Concannon. He drops back. The rush is on. He throws up the middle, and it is a diving catch at the 40-yard line by Montgomery. Hangs onto the ball as he hits the turf, and he moves to the 41-yard line with this roll. So again, we have a completed pass, but not for much. It's going to be 3rd down. 10 yards to go for a first down for the Bears. 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10. Baltimore anticipating a pass. Let's see who's up on the line. Hendricks is up on the line. The left linebacker, May, is also up on the line. So they're going to put a 6-man rush here. The only linebacker then is the middle linebacker, Curtis. Gordon to the right. Farmer to the left. Seymour to the left. It's a tight left end for the Bears. And once again, Concannon is back. He looks. He throws. He doesn't throw. He's going to run with that ball. He's at the 45-yard line. He sweeps around the left side. He's up to midfield, and I believe he made a first down. On the far side of the field, Jack Concannon with great effort, with real heads-up football, and a good drive, and the benefit of one fine block near midfield did make a first down, it looks like, for the Bears. If he didn't, it's not going to miss it far. He knew how far he had to go. He had to go 10 yards, and he was determined to get that 10. As a matter of fact, he got it with perhaps a yard to spare. The ball is now on the Baltimore 49-yard line. First and 10 for Chicago. First and 10 for the Bears now on the 49-yard line. Dick Gordon out to the left. Farmer is a halfback to the right, the wide receiver on the play, and also Seymour to the right. Here's Concannon looking to his right. He waits. He may run again with that ball. He does. He's at the 45, and he's out of bounds at the 42-yard line near the Bear bench on the far side of the field. As a matter of fact, Dave Gibson had to hustle to get out of the way, and so did Bob Shaw, the end coach, as Concannon running hard, angling over to the side, managed to get out of bounds, but not until after he had made himself a very, very good gain. He put that ball inside the 45 all the way to the 42-yard line. Second down now, 4 yards to go. Give him 6 on that last play. The ball is just barely nosed across the 43, so we'll count it the 43-yard line instead of the 42. The Bears are huddling at midfield. The Bears lead 17-14. 14 minutes of playing time remaining. Farmer to the right. Gordon to the left. Seymour lined up on the right side, just next to Wayne Mass, the right tackle. Here's the snap. Here's a sideline pass. Is caught by Gordon. He hangs onto the ball. He's hit real hard by Jimmy Duncan coming up in the secondary. Nearly broke him in half. He really jackknifed him on that one, but Dick held onto that football. Man, he was really vulnerable. A fella going up in the air like that, trying to catch that football, is just as vulnerable. He's quite a target, and of course, he's pretty helpless. He's almost defenseless because he has to worry about the ball, and he's in the air. In the meantime, the tackler can really pile drive into him, and it's up to that receiver, in this case Dick Gordon, to hang on to that ball at any cost, and he does. It's a punishing job. Third down, 2 yards to go, a little less than 2 really, with the ball now at the 40-yard line. Third down. Bears with the ball in Baltimore territory. The Bears need themselves a couple of yards at least on this next play. Here's the snap, the handoff to Shy, and it doesn't look good. He is nailed. He tried left guard, and Hilton was right there for him. Roy Hilton, the defensive end, 6'6", 240. A 6-year vet from Jackson State, and Roy was not about to let that ball go past the 2-yard mark on that last play and give these guys a fresh set of downs. So now the Bears with 4th down and 2. 4th down and 2. Are not punting. Not yet. Timeout has been called by Chicago. Concannon's going to talk it over with Dooley. The score: the Bears 17, Baltimore 14. Back with... Looks like Percival will try a 49-yard field goal. They're all lined up. Concannon will hold. No wind advantage. Here's a fake by Concannon. He looks and he throws and he hits Percival over on the 35. He's out of the 30 to 25, and Mac Percival, the kicker, that's out of bounds on the far side of the field. They must have been saving that one since St. Joseph. Oh, man, they must have been saving that one since July the 10th. They finally found the spot for it. The fake field goal effort by Percival, who drifted over to the left, took the pass in the flat, and carried the ball all the way down to the 22-yard line. First and 10 for the Bears. 18 yards net to the Bears on that play. Jack Concannon faking the hole, rolling out to his right, and Percival drifting over there to the left all by himself, and he took that diagonal pass, and down the sidelines he went. First and 10 for the Bears. Here's the snap, the handoff to Shy, who's back in the action again, and he makes himself a couple. He dives off right guard, gets down to the 20-yard line. Bears getting themselves 2 on that play. That's going to make it now 2nd down and 7. Ogden coming in. The Bears out in front 17-14. And, of course, if the Bears can get a touchdown now, it's no guarantee of a win, but it'll sure put them in the driver's seat. Out to the left goes Gordon. To the right is George Farmer. The 2 running backs now for the Bears are Mike Hull and Don Shy. Ronnie Bull is on the bench. 6 men on the rush, and Concannon drops back. He fakes, he pumps twice, he rolls out to the right, and he finally throws a wobbly pass as he's nailed from behind by Billy Newcomb. And, of course, they are claiming intentional grounding. That is, the crowd is, but the officials have not called it. It simply goes as an incomplete pass, and Concannon is slow getting up, but he's up now. Jimmy Cadile helped him to his feet. He was caught from behind. It's a tough game, this game of pro football, and quarterbacks running out of that pocket or trying to stay in it, either one can still get nailed. Concannon, of course, rolling out to the right, had no pocket going for him on that play. So it is now 3rd down and 8 for the Bears. 3rd down and 8. The ball is on the 20-yard line. The fans are booing. The fact that Concannon appeared to get away with intentional grounding. But the officials just aren't calling that one very much this year. I haven't seen it called yet. Once again, Concannon back. He waits. He throws, and it is incomplete at the 4-yard line to Farmer. Oh, boy. George had his hands on it. He was cutting in beautifully, describing a V pattern. He just could not hang on to it, however, and it goes incomplete. And once again, here comes Mr. Percival, and we have a feeling this time Mack will go ahead and kick. The line of scrimmage is the 20. That means he'll be probably trying for about a 27 or 28-yard field goal here. 11:45 to go. Bears ahead 17-14, and the quarterback for the Bears, Concannon, is kneeling at the 27-yard line. Mack Percival, who has one field goal in this game, is going to be trying for his 17th field goal of the year. Here's the boot. It's up. It is good. And with 11:41 to go in this game, the score is the Bears 20, Baltimore 14. We'll be back with the kickoff in just 1 minute. Now, and the ball comes down in the possession of Ron Gardine. He's at the 20, the 25. He's met by 2 or 3 Bears. Hit real hard by the Chicago Bears. Jimmy Gunn, Ogden got to him. Couric got to him. And it's going to be Baltimore's ball now. 1st and 10 to go. They have the ball at their own 28-yard line. The Bears out in front by a 20-14 score. That's a 6-point edge, and you and I know that it's a long way from anything sure. It's a nervous lead at best. And, of course, you only have to remember a couple of weeks ago at Green Bay, see what can happen to a 5 or 6-point lead. Here's Johnny Unitas, one of the great riverboat gamblers of all time. Back he goes. He backs up to 20. He throws one back on the line of scrimmage to Havrelak. And Sam moves the ball up now to the 35-yard line. Sam Havrelak has turned out to be one of the big offensive threats for this ball club today. As we said earlier, he checked into camp as a quarterback initially. But what with having both Unitas and Earl Morrill, of course, the last thing they needed was a third-string quarterback. They needed running backs instead, and Sam has converted to one and done a good job. It's going to be 2nd down now, 3 yards to go for Baltimore. They have advanced the ball up to the Baltimore 35-yard line. Once again, Unitas back. Waits, throws up the middle, and it's picked off by Butkus. He grabs the ball and falls down with it at the 43-yard line. A line drive type pass intended for Mackey, and Butkus made a beautiful grab. That is the 5th Bear interception in this ball game. And for Dick Butkus, that is his 3rd of the year. Timeout now with 10:24 to go. We'll be back with more action in just a minute. So it's the Bears' ball. 1st and 10 to go now on the Baltimore 43-yard line as a result of Butkus' interception of a hard line drive type pass. Would have done credit to Don Kessinger. Here's the handoff now to Shai. He spins through the line, and he's inside the 40 to the 37 or 38-yard line. It looked like he was going to be nailed for about a 1-yard loss, but he spun away and broke the tackle. Ronnie Bowler's back in for the Bears now. Ogden is in there as, he was in as a tight end, but they're shuttling Ogden and Cody a lot today. Consequently, it means that Jim Dooley is sending in several plays, no doubt. The ball is now at the 38-yard line. 2nd down. 5 yards to go. Give him 5 yards on that last play. Don Shai, Ronnie Bull, the deuce backfield now for the Bears. Signal being called. Gordon left, split away to the right is Farmer. Tight right end is Cody on the play. The handoff on the trap goes to Shai. Hits off right guard. A little blocking, but not enough. The hole closed in a hurry. Didn't quite get there fast enough. There was a little bit of hesitation maybe on the handoff that time. So the ball has been pushed out to the 36-yard line. Got himself a yard or so. It is now 3rd down. 4 yards to go for a 1st down. 4, maybe 3.5. And the Bears, of course, would love nothing more than a fresh set of downs. They need to get a score here on this march. If they can just get themselves a touchdown now, they can really be in good shape in this game. With the score now, the Bears 20, Baltimore 14. Out of the huddle then come the Bears. Split out to the right is Dick Gordon. Wide receiver left is Farmer. The snap, the handoff goes to Shai. Off left tackle goes down, and he's grabbed by the arm by Hendricks and downed at least 2 yards shy of 1st down. So once again, Percival comes on the field. Now, if Mack can get himself his 3rd field goal of the afternoon, that means that the Bears could spot Baltimore a touchdown in the remaining minutes and still win this game. Therefore, a field goal here would be of great advantage. And if he gets it, it'll be a 43-yard boot. Mack Percival attempting another field goal. He's 2 for 3 today. Here's the place down. Here's the boot. It's going to be close. No, is it or isn't it? Nope. It had just enough yardage, but it was off to the left, so Baltimore takes over. So there are 8 minutes and 21 seconds of playing time remaining here at Baltimore, and Johnny Unitas brings his ball club onto the field once more. And Cup and I are sitting here with our fingers crossed, and so is Jack Rosenberg, our sports editor, on this one.
Got everything crossed here, Jack. Here are some late scores here. San Diego is now trailing Kansas City 20-7 in the fourth quarter. And here we go. We're back in action here.
Ball on the 20-yard line of Baltimore. A handoff to Haverleck. Sweeps out to the right side. Gets a little bit of a block from the left guard, Glenn Ressler. Spins away from one tackler for the Bears. However, doesn't make much yardage, if any, on the play. We'll call that no gain as he tried to turn the corner right. Give him 1 yard. Call a 2nd down and 9. Brubaker in now. And trotting off the field for the Bears is Harry Gunner, defensive end. And also, I noticed Harry was playing some interior tackle today, too, on the defense for the Bears. It's going to be 2nd down. Just about 9 yards to go for a 1st down. The Bears defensive fellows like Willie Holman, George Seals, Ed Obradovich, Caffey, Brubaker, Butkus, Buffone, they're all in there. 4 linebackers for the Bears. And once again, here's Unitas. He throws a lob pass. It is caught. It is caught by the deep back on the play. It is caught by Tom Nowatzki, who grabs Butkus. It was grabbed by Butkus, rather, but Nowatzki, who took that lob pass after faking a block, a brush block to the charging defensive end, stood there and took the pass, moved around the left side, quickly picking up a screen and made a few yards on the play. It's now going to be 3rd down and 4. 3rd down, 4. So fellas like Ron Smith, Blyle, Benny McRae was back in, and Joe Taylor have their job cut out for them, trying to stop Unitas on this play. Here's a fake handoff, and John looks. He throws deep down here, and it's incomplete. The target on the play was Roy Jefferson as Unitas went for the bomb on a short yardage 3rd down situation. Well, Jefferson was the target. He was way back there. He was battling away with Benny McRae. However, the pass was overthrown. And so, with 6:50 to go in this football game, Dave Lee is back in punt formation. The line of scrimmage is the 26-yard line. He'll get his kick away from right around the 15. He boots it. It's a pretty good kick. It comes down. The Bear 35 is taken at the 31 by the deep man Smith, and Ron plunges forward, upended on the play by Baltimore's Tom Curtis. Still managed to fall forward and fly through the air for an extra few yards. The line of scrimmage now is going to be the 37-yard line. 43-yard boot, 6 yards returned by Ron Smith. The Bears hoping to play a little ball control, get themselves a march going now. 6:40 to go in this game. Are out in front. The Bears 20, Baltimore 14.
There's some more late scores now. The New York Giants 27, Washington 24, Houston 31, Denver nothing. San Diego trailing the Kansas City Chiefs 20-7 in the fourth quarter. In the
10 to go on their 37-yard line. Gordon out to the right, Farmer out to the left. In the deuce backfield are Hall and Shy. Tight left end is Rich Cody. And here's a pass out toward the sidelines, caught by Gordon. He gets himself a little yardage on the play before being sent out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Caught the ball in bounds. Advancing it then we'll play about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd down, 3 yards to go. Hull out. Ronnie Bull in from the sidelines for the Chicago Bears, who are out in front of this football game, 20-14. The clock showing 6:36 to go. That out-of-bounds pass play stopped the clock. Bears huddling back on the 35-yard line. They break the huddle. On and over the ball, flanked on the left by Holloway and the right by Cadillo. Right tackle is Mass. Left tackle, Kirchen, doing a good job. And the starting assignment today for the Bears. Here's the handoff. It goes to Shy. Off right guard goes down, and he gets himself a couple on the play. Just did sneak across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. That's going to make it now 3rd down for the Bears. A yard to go for 1st down. 3rd down and 1. Ball control is the big answer for the Bears now. The clock showing 6:16 to go is working in favor of the Bears, particularly if they can get one more score of any kind, a field goal or a touchdown. Okay, and the crowd is imploring the Baltimore defense to hold on this play. 3rd down, a little over a yard to go. Let's see what Concannon comes up with now. Slow count. The ball is snapped. The handoff to Shy. Sweeps the right side. He's down. Jerry Logan came up from the secondary, almost in the linebacking position, and he was pink-talking, as they say on the play, and Jerry nailed him back at the line of scrimmage for a loss of a couple. That means the Bears have to give up that football at their 43-yard line. So the fearsome foursome was joined by Logan on that play, and Logan made a very, very important tackle for Baltimore. By the way, we've got our own fabulous foursome at WGN. You know, it was Wally Phillips in the morning, followed by Roy Leonard, followed by Eddie Hubbard, followed by Howard Miller, followed very often by the sheriff in all four cases, but that's another story. Anyway, it's going to be Bobby Joe Green punting now. And here's a whistle. And it looks like the Bears took a little too much time delaying the game. That moves the ball back to the 38-yard line of Chicago. Delaying the game. That'll be a 5-yard walk-off. It's going to be 4th down now. 4th down and 9 yards to go for a first down for Chicago. Bobby Joe Green in to boot. He's standing on just about his 24-yard line. The kick should come from around the 28. The deep man is Gardine. Here's the boot. And Gardine takes it at the 23-yard line on a fair catch. Stands right in his tracks with that football. They're going to spot it down just between the 23 and 24-yard line of Baltimore. Now, here comes a real key moment. You can hear a buzz of anticipation through the stands with 5 minutes to go in this football game. Johnny Unitas, one of the all-time greats, after a 39-yard punt net from scrimmage for the Bears, is going to see if he can get this ball club back into the action. Of course, you know and I know they have to go for the touchdown. What with the Bears out in front by 6. 20-14 the score. The Bears, underdogs in this football game, scored quickly for 17 points. And Baltimore's been playing catch-up football ever since. Here is Unitas. He may run. He finally throws, and he hits his man. It's Mackey. Mackey rips away at the 40 and fights for an extra 5 yards before being down by Benny McRae. John Mackey, a real bull, a real thunderous-type football player, grabbed that pass after Unitas shot out of that cluster of would-be tacklers, took a few steps toward the line of scrimmage, and quickly, while on the dead run, threw straight ahead, while running straight ahead, hit Mackey at the belt buckle. John held onto the ball and ripped away from the would-be tackler for an extra 5. It is 1st and 10 now. That was a 22-yard pass play. 1st and 10. The ball has been advanced up to the 46. Here's Unitas back again. He throws, and he's got a man in the open. Way down there is Mackey. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. He's in there. Oh, the Bears really got mixed up on their assignment that time. John Mackey grabbing the ball right around the 25-yard line. Easy did it for him. He had no problem. The play carried 54 yards. And if now Baltimore converts, if O'Brien kicks this extra point, Baltimore will be out in front with 3:47 to go. Oral holding. Signal being called. Here's the place down. Here's the boot. It's up. It is good. So Baltimore has climaxed an uphill fight. They were down 17 points in the first 5 3/4 minutes of play. They have now taken a 21-20 lead. All right, O'Brien will kick. The deep men are Turner and Smith. Up to the ball. He toes it. It carries pretty well. It's going to be run back probably by Turner. He's at the 4, the 10, the 15, the 20, 25. He's at the 29. There's a flag down. Could be a clipping penalty against the Bear as Cecil Turner is nailed at the 28-yard line. Well, the thing that's hurting the Bears now are the ones that got away. Even though they scored quickly on a couple of opportunities early in the game, there were a couple of other opportunities they had that really hurt, but they didn't cash in. Here's a long walk-off against the Bears. It's going to send the ball all the way back now to the 13-yard line. One of the advance blockers clipped a Baltimore Colt on that kickoff play, so now Jack Concannon has himself an 87-yard uphill battle in 3 minutes and 37 seconds to try to put the Bears out in front. A field goal could do it now. Keep that in mind. If they can just get in field goal position, They could win this game. They are trailing 21-20. Gordon to the right. Ronnie Bull. Don Shire, the deep backs. Seymour to the left. Farmer way out there to the left. Here's Concannon dropping back. He throws. He lobs it way up here, and it is batted away by Jerry Logan and batted out of bounds. Shire was the target along the sidelines at the 35-yard line. Incomplete pass. It is now 2nd down and 10 for Chicago. The line of scrimmage is the Bear 13. Ross Montgomery in. Don Shire is out. Montgomery may be carrying in a play. They huddle on the 5. The line of scrimmage, the 13. They break the huddle. Gordon to the right. Winged off the right tackle mass is Montgomery on this play. Seymour and Farmer are split away to the left. Once again, Concannon drops back. The rush is on. He throws, and it is incomplete at the 25-yard line. The target this time was Jim Seymour, but because Hilton put a pretty good rush on, and Billy Newsom was not far behind the defensive end, Concannon was hurried with that throw. It is now 3rd down and 10. Bobby Joe Green is leaving the field with assistance.
Bobby Joe Green was ill before the game, they told us, and apparently he was not injured, but he has been ill. Here we go, Jack.
It is now 3rd down, 10 for the Bears at their own 13-yard line. Once again, Concannon calls out the signal. Hyden snaps the ball. Back goes Jack. He throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. This time the target was either Gordon or Montgomery. They were both there, and now with 4th down and 3:24 to go in the game, the Bears are going to have to give up the football, and they're going to have somebody else do the punting because Bobby Joe Green is not going to be able to do it.
This is certainly a tough spot, Jack, for a new punter to come into the ball game and try to get this ball out of danger.
Well, the punter
Gary Lyle.
Gary Lyle, 3-year man from George Washington, and he's standing 1 yard in the end zone. The deep man for Baltimore is at midfield. He gets the kick away. It's end over end. It's a fair boot, and is taken here at the 40-yard line and nailed in his tracks as he grabs that one is Ron Gardine. And Baltimore has excellent field position now. They have 1st and 10 to go on the Bear 40-yard line, and they own a 1-point lead. 3:18 to go in this game. 27 yards net from scrimmage for the Bears on the punt. No big bargain. Bobby Joe Green's punting has been a little off today, too, and as Cup explained, he has been ill. Here's the snap, and here's a red dog by Butkus, and he charges on through, timing it perfectly, and he nails the ball carrier, Haverlack, just as he took the ball on the handoff from Johnny Unitas. A drive back of 4 yards, making it now 2nd down and 14. Vic Butkus, the middle linebacker, knifing through there beautifully with a perfectly timed red dog play. The blitz was really on. And the Bears defense desperate to try to turn that ball over to the offensive team. Now the clock showing 2.5 minutes of playing time remaining. 2.5 minutes to go. Once again, we have ourselves flags down as the Bears. George Seals started across the line prematurely, tried to jump back before the ball was snapped, and the Bears are complaining now that he was drawn across and that illegal procedure by Baltimore is the reason for it, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that kind of a decision. And Jack Best, the official, may walk off against the Bears. Yep, that's what it is, all right. That puts the ball then back to the Bear 39-yard line. Illegal procedure by Chicago, making it now 2nd down and 9 for Baltimore. 2nd down, 9. 2:26 showing on the clock here at Baltimore Stadium. McCray, Clark, Daniels, Joe Taylor all inching up toward the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap, and Unitas hands this ball off now to Nowatzki, and Tom sweeps off the right side, gets inside the 35, and is down at the 33-yard line. Knocked down by Dick Butkus and by also Harry Gunner, who got involved in that tackle, but he still moved with the ball to the 33-yard line. Now it's going to be 3rd down, and 3 yards to go for a 1st down. And keep in mind here now, if the Bears hold here, Baltimore may try a field goal, which could give them a 4-point advantage, which means the Bears would have to go for the touchdown in order to get back in the game. We have ourselves a timeout, the 2-minute warning timeout. Third down, 4 yards to go. Third down, 3 yards to go. The ball is on the 33-yard line of the Bears. Unitas hands the ball off now to Nowatzki. After a fake to Haverlack, and Nowatzki is nailed shy of first down yardage as he tries to go off left tackle. He made it to the 31-yard line. That's going to make it now 4th down and a yard to go. And coming in is O'Brien. O'Brien coming in. O'Brien has himself so far this year 14 field goals in 24 attempts. Holding will be Morrill. The kick will come from the 39-yard line. It is 4th down and 1 for Baltimore. They are out in front, 21-20. 1:19 to go. The clock continues to tick away at 1:17, and now here's a whistle, and it could be that Baltimore is going to be penalized for delay of game. They're a little slow getting started on this play, and we may get a 5-yard walk-off against the Baltimore Colts, which is what we are getting. Putting the ball back now to the 37-yard line, which means, of course, now the kick will come instead of from the 39. It looks like it's going to come from the 44-yard line. Earl Morrill will hold. Earl Morrill, a couple years ago, the most valuable player in the NFL. Took these guys into the Super Bowl when Unitas had that bad arm. Here's the place down. Here's the kick. It is deflected. And it's going to come down inside the Bear 10 at about the Bear 9-yard line, which means, of course, it has the effect of almost a coffin corner punt, really. It was down by Curry, the center. So now the Bears have the ball. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. The Bears have the ball. And let's see where they do spot it down. It's going to be spotted down at the 10-yard line of Chicago. Well, can the Bears get within field goal range at least in 1 minute? Well, they're going to have to really come up with a minor miracle to do it. Jack Concannon up the line, drops back. He throws out in the flat, the ball going to Montgomery, and Montgomery can't get out of bounds with this one as he crosses the 10 and is down at the 11 or 12-yard line. And the Bears have not called timeout yet. They have themselves 2 timeouts left on the clock, 38 seconds showing. Here again is Concannon, he throws, and again is Montgomery going out of bounds this time as he crosses the 11-yard line, taking the pass in the flat out there in the neutral zone. Out of bounds to stop that clock with 31 seconds of playing time remaining, and the Bears at the moment 89 yards away from victory. They are losing this game by 1 point, 21-20. It's 3rd down for Chicago. They have 9 yards to go for a first down.
And about 31 seconds left, Jack, on the scoreboard.
Dick Gordon is out to the right. Way out, or to the left, rather. Way out here to the right is Farmer. Once again, Concannon drops back. He's all the way back to his 1. He throws, and it is incomplete as Gordon went down to his knees trying to make the catch at the 28-yard line. Now with 4th down, and 27 seconds showing on the clock, the Bears' chances are dismal indeed. The lights have been on for a long time here at Baltimore. It's dark in the east now. To the left goes Gordon. Out to the right goes Farmer. Seymour is in. He's a tight right end, although he's a couple of steps away from the right tackle mass. Here's Concannon. Jack drops back. The rush is on. He throws way upfield, and it is incomplete. The target was Farmer. And now, with Baltimore owning the ball, first down. The clock shows 22 seconds of playing time remaining, and Baltimore has the football on the Chicago Bear 11-yard line. So all Baltimore has to do is fall on that ball once, maybe twice at the most, and this football game is all over. The Bears looked like they were going to maybe turn it into a runaway the way things started out with that 17-point bulge in the first 5.5 or 5 3/4 minutes of play. But after that, Baltimore started to saw wood. They just ground away. They went to work. First of all, they stymied the Bear offense, and they went to work on the defense. Here's Unitas falling on the ball right at the center now. Clock ticking away. 16 seconds to go. 15, 14, 13. 10 seconds to go. And the crowd is calling, and the Bears have called timeout. Well, they were a few seconds late with that decision, but they called timeout, and that stops the clock with 7 seconds to go.
Jack, it just shows how quickly a team can turn cold after it's red hot. And the Bears certainly were red hot in the early stages of this ball game. I'd like to remind you that they capitalized on 3 interceptions of the 5 that Johnny Unitas suffered today, and got 2 touchdowns and a field goal on those 3 interceptions for their 17 points.
And here's Unitas now, taking the snap to center, falls down on the ball once more, and the clock shows 1 second. There it is. It's all over. And Baltimore has beaten the Bears in a thriller. The final score, Baltimore 21, the Bears 20. We'll be back with a recap in just a minute. To go when Michaels kicked that field goal against the crossbar, and it toppled on over and beat them at Wrigley Field 24-21, and they did it again today, Cup.
They sure did. We were leading at the half 17-14, and we added 3 points on a field goal by Mac Percival, a field goal that traveled 27 yards to make the score 20-14. But then a couple of old pros who long have been thorns in the sides of the Bears, Johnny Unitas and John Mackey, got together. Mackey didn't play the first half. He came in at the second half at his usual position of tight end. And in just 2 plays, they gobbled up 76 yards for the touchdown that gave Baltimore the go-ahead tie and the go-ahead point. First, Unitas hit Mackey for 22 points, and then on 22 yards. And then on the next play, he hit him for a 54-yard pass that was good for the touchdown to make the score 20-20. And O'Brien converted to make it 21-20. And that was the ball game today after the Bears had led 17-0 in the first quarter. This, incidentally, is the second time this year and the second time in just a couple of weeks that the Bears have suffered 1-point defeats. They were defeated 21-20 today, and they lost 20-19 to the Green Bay Packers. Either one of those ball games, of course, could have gone the other way with just a few breaks here and there. But the Bears had no complaints today. They got a lot of breaks, 5 interceptions on the great Johnny Unitas. And this may be the Bears' farewell appearance against Unitas, because the Bears aren't scheduled to play Baltimore again until 1975. That's a long way off. By that time, Johnny may be up in the front office instead of down on the field. Jack, let's keep our fingers crossed for better luck next Saturday afternoon in Minneapolis.
Well, you can just hear the dialogue between Johnny Unitas and the family. He goes home tonight, and the kids say, "Hey, Papa looked bad for a while." And you can just hear this old guy saying, "Never any doubt about it, kid." No doubt about it at all.
And look at the prospect next week. We got to face Minnesota after they were defeated by the Jets today. You know the mood they will be in.
I want to remind you that game is on Saturday, of course, and game time, broadcast time, 11:45. Well, that's it from Baltimore then for a moment, where the Bears lost to the Baltimore Colts by a score of 21-20. This game was brought to you by Final one here was 21-20, Baltimore over the Bears. A great uphill climb for Baltimore. If you're a Baltimore fan, you had to go away pretty happy with the way this club fought back today after 2 weeks, of course, without a victory, a 1 tie and 1 loss, a rather humiliating loss by Baltimore to Shula, their old coach in Miami. And, of course, Baltimore trying to take another step toward clinching that Eastern Division championship in the American Football Conference.